I'm gonna have a moke while you do the intro. Here we go.
Okay. And we are back. Well, it's been a long while since we were here, but still, we are back all the same. Welcome back to Drinks Minimum. I am your hostess with the second-class mostest launch videos. And because I know when to get them and how to get them, we are joined by the one, the only Girl Does Rant.
That was so dramatic. Thank you. I love it.
I am a thespian.
It blew out my weed at just the right second. How you doing? How are you? Thanks for having me on.
I am fantastic, and thanks for being on. This is something that a lot of people wouldn't be cool with because it's A, far less structured, and B, there's intoxicants involved. Sometimes
there's a what?
Intoxicants.
Oh yeah. Fuck people who don't like having fun. They don't belong here. It's just you and me and fun people. That's it.
Absolutely. That almost sounded like some sort of sly jab at Krendar, the man who's never had a drink in his life.
Wait, he hasn't?
Well, of course he has. Of course he has.
Give me all the dirty deets on Krendar while he's not here, quick.
Right. Little known fact, at the end of every episode, he cries for 20 minutes.
Oh, I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it. That's beautiful. That turns me on a little bit. Nice.
Oh, he'll feel so disappointed because he says he intentionally doesn't want to see you to see him when you do the Twitch the Twitch together.
Ah, damn. I was going to have him on as a guest spot, hit him a couple of times. That'd be nice. I'm kidding, man.
Well, obviously I'm kidding too.
Just in case it was really turning him on. I'm kidding.
Something tells me it's not too hard to turn Predator on. Hey, look, a slightly wiggly piece of wood. Where?
We love you, Krendar. We're sorry. But you're not.
Welcome back to the shit on my co-host stream. Shit on our co-host stream. We've got that in common.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh.
So, can we talk about his weird ass accent? Oh wait, you're Canadian too. Yeah, no, Krendar.
Wait a minute. How dare you disparage proud, beautiful Ontario? Just ignore the news recently about it. There's a lot of sad stuff happening.
Like a certain school that rather remains.
I mean, there's a school. There's been another one of these psychos hitting people with his fucking van.
Oh shit! Wait, that incel dude from like a year ago?
No, this is very recent. Some fucking asshole wiped out an entire Muslim family with his van. The only survivor was a 6-year-old kid. Can you fucking imagine that?
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
I'll just change up the font of the text here. The white font.
Hey, we're getting started on a happy note. I'm sorry.
Listen.
Let me just depress you.
Listen, you were going to come at me with 3 different things. 1, mild interest at best. Number 2, aggressive sexuality. Or number 3, depression as fuck, sort of gothy, almost borderline nihilism. Or all 3.
So how you liking a little of each? How are you?
Yeah, a little bit of column A, B, C, put it together and you got GDR.
I like to give you variety when I'm a guest somewhere, man.
Absolutely. Hell, that's how I saw you in the first place. A lot of people saw you a guest on DP. So.
Yeah, I enjoy that.
Although I'm sure there's always someone in a chat who at some point goes, "I remember her before she was on." Fucking hipsters.
Yeah. I do have some old timers. Some old timers. Lifers.
Long in the tooth sort of veterans in the corner. Stroking their beards. I remember before she took the mask off. That still was fairly recent, actually. This is annoying, but I am just back from the pub, and beer is American when it is piss water. I will be back in a second.
All right. Just going to leave the show to me.
Yeah, remember, slurs. All the slurs. Particularly towards the Irish.
All right, guys. We're going to get this channel banned while he's gone. Don't say anything. Just wait. Oh, that's nice. This is a romantic guy, man. little bit aroused. Hang on a second. I gotta pop up this stream on the browser to be able to see the chat because the Discord's fucking screen share quality is hot goddamn garbage. So give me just a second if you're talking to me in the chat because I can't see you for shit. Let's pop this up. It shut me up so I can't hear myself. And let me see the chat directly here. Yeah, I'm not even on my own stream and I'm doing technical support. Fucking proud tradition. Here we go. There we go. Now I can see the chat. There we go. I remember when we had boobs but no face.
Now we have face but no boobs.
There we go. He's returned.
It's true.
He's returned. Hello.
Oh God, yeah. Like thimble bladder. Massive ball sack. So if you,
I took your. Oh, beautiful! That's hot.
This thing actually, that South Park episode where they all have testicular cancer and they're bouncing around. That's me.
Careful, man! You're gonna arouse your chat. Get them all hot and bothered.
Just my chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe a little
Come
bit.
on, we're all friends here.
Fine.
we all fist in the same position, upside down. All right.
That's in hanging from the ceiling, yes.
Yep, while someone's flinging tomatoes at us.
Yeah. It's like cake sniffers.
What was...
Classy chat.
Love God. You watched Secretary, right?
Yeah, the movie? Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember when she's trying to bounce back from the dude and she's going out for all the other Kingsters? And there was that dude who wanted to get tied to a hot stove while she was throwing tomatoes at him.
Oh yeah, I actually remember the scene. I watched that movie very recently. It's like a tradition. I watch it like once every couple of years. You watch. There's some movies you have to like make a tradition of watching. I watch like Gandhi and Secretary every few years.
That's
no relation between the two. I don't know, but.
That was not what I expected. The one with Ben Kingsley.
Yeah, Ben Kingsley was great.
Yeah, that was some good shit.
That and God, what else? There's like some movies you watch like over and over. I mean, you must have like some movies like that.
Yeah, I've been getting back into the Star Wars films, for example.
Oh yeah, the classic series.
All of them, even the shit stuff. The moment. But
you are a super fan.
I believe the term is stan, but like I'm old enough to still think of that Eminem song. So
Oh man.
And he there's that. He lost his fucking mind at the end of it.
Yeah, I remember in the music video, he locks his girlfriend, his pregnant girlfriend or something.
Yes,
in the trunk of his car, and then he drives over a fucking. Sorry?
It was Dido, wasn't it? She's the one singing.
I don't know.
But he drives her into the car.
I remember, like, when you say Eminem to me, like, that's the one thing that immediately pops into my mind. This scene in this music video of this dude killing his girlfriend and himself. That was a good song.
You remember when he's writing the letter back? He's like, wait a minute. I just heard about this guy who killed his girlfriend. His name. That was you. Damn. He kind of like backs and goes like, wow, it's a small world after all.
Yeah, I haven't really looked into much of Eminem's recent work, but I liked a lot of his early stuff. Yeah. Like the early 90s, early 2000s, or 90s, early 2000s stuff.
Yeah, I like also how he's backtracking on some of the things he said back in the day that were really homophobic, but he still, the rhymes were fantastic. I'm not big into music, but that is genuinely something that I still remember. Like when I was a kid, there was nothing like him. It wasn't just that he was white, which was a major factor even over here in Ireland. Like a white rapper, what?
Oh but yeah, also, that was quite novel. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the only other one we could think of was Vanilla Ice, and
what a great example!
Hey, we got an amazing movie out of it.
No, you remember when he was in the Ninja Turtles movie though?
Oh, that wasn't the first one, was it? It was like the second.
No, that was Secret of the Ooze.
Yeah.
That was the second one, I think.
Oh,
Although I
God.
think we can all agree the best was the time traveling back to like Japan third one. That was
Oh, God, did I watch that? I don't think I did. I don't think I've watched that one.
you haven't seen? You haven't? Oh my god, you should.
You
It's
think
great in like this weirdly awful way.
all of them are great in this video. Like
Mhm.
the suits were just horrifically bad. They went around to being good again. Not as bad as those weird hyper realistic faces
Oh, I hate the new ones,
Michael.
man.
Was it Michael Bay who did it?
Michael Bay. Michael
Yeah.
Bay, and it was who played April O'Neil in the first one by him? It was what's her face, Transformers hot chick, bike chick.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox, yeah. Fucking from that one motorcycle scene that we all remember. Fucking stretching up over the bike. But yeah, she played April O'Neil in the first movie, I think. Not the first, but like the one with the fucking uncanny faces.
Yeah, that was creepy. Although I gotta say, Bebop and Rocksteady saved that film.
Yeah.
Because they were written by someone who knew what the fans wanted.
What, you didn't like the original live actions Bebop and Rock? No, those weren't even their names. What was it? Toka and Razar.
Oh, I wouldn't have even known.
God, it's so sad that I know that off the
that.
top of my head.
Jesus.
That is so sad that I know that off the top of my fucking head.
It is.
I retain a lot of movie and the funny thing is that I'm shit from music, dude. I don't know my music for shit. I can't think of band names or anything, music, title name, anything. But movies, I can like retain so much, especially horror.
Oh well, hell, you kind of swim in horror seas. Like everyone is, what everyone gets like on Halloween.
Just bukkake
online,
myself in horror constantly. Yeah.
Do you remember Alien Resurrection, where Ripley's clone falls into the sea of xenomorphs? She's just kind of like
and
wiggling.
she kind of and she kind of blends in between them and disappears into them.
She has a giant ass fuck orgy with them. Like she wears clothes, but I mean they're grinding up against her. It's like the.
I mean, there are some like weirdly intimate scenes between her and I guess it was like the baby xenomorph, her alien baby.
Yeah, it wasn't quite. It was like her step baby. Oh my god, a blue ball.
Her adopted. I don't know.
Do you remember when it gets sucked out the airlock and it starts screaming her name? I
genuinely felt bad for it. Man, I'm like retarded. I genuinely felt bad for it. Like I felt really sad for it when that was happening.
I like how it kills the alien queen when it sees it. Like, you're not my mommy.
Yeah, I remember like it swipes it across her face.
What happens is it slices that huge crest of its crown behind its head and like slices that off, and like acid blood and it screams, and then it kind of like I think it rips its head off.
We need a new Alien movie, but that's like horror. Like we need to take it back to the roots, like Resident Evil 7 did, and bring it back to.
Oh, don't say that! They'll try to reboot the entire series, and they've already done that with Prometheus.
I'm not liking what they've done with Village. Anyway, speaking of Resident Evil,
really, you're the first person. Hold on, the memes.
I haven't played it yet. To be fair,
or just the story.
Well. The memes, I don't mind any of that, but from everybody I'm hearing that they've stepped back away from horror, which is really right?
Yeah. That's
like I don't mind all the step on me mommy memes. I think that's just as funny as everybody else. I love it.
I think it's fan fiction done right. Like it's not just that it's fan fiction. Like she'd be wandering around in a bikini if that was the case. But I mean, how they've actually pulled that off is pretty great. But you're right. They did take it back from it, except for one boss, the baby. Have you seen the footage of the baby?
I've heard of it, and I saw a screenshot once, but I've intentionally avoided looking at the footage for the baby because I am eventually going to play it when I get it. But
I won't spoil it. All I'm going to say is very Silent Hill. Very Silent Hill.
The little bit from the screenshot that I saw was like straight up some Junji Ito-esque monstrosity coming down a hallway. So I am looking forward to that. But yeah, I really liked what they did in Biohazard, what they did in 7. Like it was genuinely scary. I still regret that
your streams of Biohazard. That was fun.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you did. It's sad because I put off playing it for over a year because I was waiting for it to come to the Oculus and it never did. So I eventually went and played it on the PC, but I can imagine how much scarier it would have been in VR. Oof. I've got the Quest now. I should play more horror on there.
There is a blue bottle that just entered the room, and I'm gonna have to have an epic battle with it. Every time I hold a can of fly spray, do you remember from Neverending Story 2, I think it was, where you had a bunch of
Mhm.
wishes, and one of the things you needed to kill off the knockoff version of the bug things from the Dark Crystal, he got a can of Raid, and he sprayed it. Anytime I see that, anytime I see a can of that, all I think of is that one scene.
Yeah, I was a big fan of the Neverending movies when I was a kid.
Not the third one, I hope, with Jack Black so embarrassed he has his name removed from the credits. He's just known as Bully.
That was. I mean, as a kid, I didn't have standards, so I loved all of them. I didn't know any better.
Yeah.
But yeah, coming back to it as an adult, you're like, I also, as a horror movie fan when I was a kid, also liked all the Children of the Corn sequels purely because they were Children of the Corn sequels and I wanted more of it. But it's garbage. If you've seen
What was the one with that weird Amish kid? Nostalgia Critic.
All of them.
But like, he's like
Isaac.
Yeah, like he talks about like the creature in the silo or
he
something
who
like that.
walks among the rows. Yeah, that was
he's
Isaac.
So over the top.
The little kid that's kind of a preacher.
Yeah,
the preacher. Yeah, that's Isaac. He's like the leader of the little kid cult in, what was it, Gatlin? Fuck, I know all these things. And yeah, the god then was he who walks behind the rows, and they'd sacrificed all the adults in the town to this god.
And then a few years later, South Park did a tribute to it where all the kids had the adults arrested for the P word, and now they worship a giant statue of Tom Brady.
That's awesome. You know what my favorite South Park thing was? The human centipede. South Park.
Why isn't it reading? It just needs to read.
Oh man.
Do you want me to eat the vanilla, or do you want me to eat the out of date prawns?
Yeah. Did you I take it you've seen the live action films?
I saw the first one. I also saw bits of the one set in the prison.
Yeah, I've done the same because I just couldn't sit through. I could barely sit through the first one. I was so disgusted. They really hit a squick factor for me.
I love the doctor in it. He's so over the top.
Oh, he's over the top. Yeah.
He's loving his role. Like, they said you couldn't do it. Well, I will show you. A man.
I am very much a German scientist. I know. I love it.
Reminded me of in the Clone Wars, the TV show. There is a doctor who is basically that. I will create a virus and unleash it upon the galaxy.
What do you mean Star Wars doesn't have sensitive representation of other people?
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
And you know what?
Jar Jar Binks is the best of all.
One of the last episodes of Clone Wars, Jar Jar now canonically fucks.
Yeah,
he has a girlfriend.
He does, for real.
And she's a queen of an Indian Buddhist Hindu inspired planet that they kind of look like space cows. And
she's a different species.
Yeah, she fucking is hot for him. She just she slides into the room every time he walks in. He's there. You know?
Gargle his dick, or that. Wow. Nice.
She outright just fucking mouth rapes someone the first time she sees him on screen. And you know what? The only other Jedi with her is Mace Windu, who is not approving of this at all.
Oh, that's great. You know what? I'm solid behind that one theory where Jar Jar is secretly a Sith.
I don't think he should be done as a war criminal. If he survived the Clone War, if he survived the rebellion, he should be done as a war criminal because he gave the power to the Supreme Chancellor. He unlocked
that was not a smart move.
Yeah, I mean, it would have happened anyway, but he was worked into it. It's just something that Jar Jar is no. The only person
you know what though? I don't even know if I really believe it, but I'm a fan of those. You take this outlying character that you'd never expect would, he's so inept, but you can turn his ineptitude into actually being an advantage for the bad guys. Somebody else did the same thing. I mean, I know he's not inept, but somebody else did the same thing and posted a long-winded but really solid theory, proving that Hagrid was working for Voldemort in Harry Potter. If you're a fan, I don't know.
I am
But
indeed. I've read all the books and watched all the films.
So, well, somebody posted onto, I don't know if it's like Film Theories or something, one of the theory subreddits, and made a really compelling, long, well thought out argument that Hagrid is low-key a Death Eater. So it's like, I love that kind of stuff. Like, just, you wouldn't expect it. It's bullshit, but you can actually.
Oh, it's so easy to poke holes in it, but I'd actually like to read it all the same.
You know what? I will send it to. I will send you the link to it after the show.
Okay.
Yeah, because this person does. Like, you can totally disprove it, but
oh yeah, I mean, for starters,
the stuff is there.
Wouldn't like him because he's a half breed. He's half giant, half wizard. So
yeah.
But like, yeah, you could make these arguments. Like, the most obvious one is the the Saint Elsewhere multiverse, where everything is in this kid's head. Like, you must, if you've been on show with Mr. X, he must have mentioned this about 5 times. Like, that could be the first thing.
I don't think so.
This is the first. This thing is beyond huge. Let me bring it up. Oh, this done. Let me just deal with this fly though. There you go, you bastard! Die! Sorry, I'm just committing murder.
I've witnessed some murder today. Yeah.
Yeah. Pitmonk might let fucking flies go around him. I sure as fuck won't. Sorry, I have. Let's just throw shade at Pitmonk because of Fly Monk. Were you there on the episode where the live stream where Pitmonk just fell asleep live on stream?
No, I have been on Pimp's stream before, but no, he's never fallen asleep.
Say Elsewhere theory. Yeah, he did a live stream where the Tommy Westfall universe. That's the one. Have you ever heard of this?
No.
Oh wow. Okay. So, Say Elsewhere was a show, and it was like set in a hospital in somewhere in the West Coast, and this kid, if I'm right, he was like autistic. Yeah. But let's bring up the screen. You guys need to see it. Okay. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. Now I know the chat, the text is going to be all crazy, so I'll do this for you. Yeah, that way.
Yeah, you'll have to read it because I can't.
Yeah, okay. Tommy Westfall, portrayed by Chad Allen, is a minor character in a drama television series set elsewhere, which ran on NBC from 1982 to 1988. Westfall, who is autistic, played an increasing role in Set Elsewhere's increased role in Set Elsewhere.
This guy is unfucking believable.
Of the night.
I call first person if we have to do a human centipede.
Who said that? Who said that? Let's see. Oh shit, we wouldn't have been able to see it. Oh, I'm gonna have to use. I don't have the alert box set as the top. Ah, that was stupid on my part. Still, thank you so much for the. Was that $10 reduce? Thank you so much for the $10 reduce.
Awesome, man.
Really appreciate it. Oh, and I suppose let's pause real quick. Let's go on to the shill. Just very brief shill. If you enjoyed the night, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. Join the Discord. Help out the stream goal, as our first brave soul of the night did. Check out our lovely guests. Link down there too. And don't forget to follow me on Twitch down there as well, because next week I'm off to Dublin and I want to do some IRL streaming with you guys. Oh yeah. Billy the Fridge can't have all the fun. So television series Saint Elsewhere, which ran on NBC from 1982 to 1988. Westfall, who is autistic, plays an increased role in Elsewhere's final episode, the last one. One interpretation of which is that the entire Elsewhere storyline exists only within Westfall's imagination, as the characters from Saint Elsewhere have appeared on other television shows, and those shows' characters appear on more shows, and so on. A Tommy Westfall universe hypothesis, postulated by Dwayne McDuffel, argues that a significant amount of fictional episodic television exists in a fictional universe, imagined by Tommy Westfall. So right at the end of it, what he does is he looks into a snow globe, right? And the snow globe in it has a bunch of shows that were playing at the exact same time, but also people from the whole of St. Elsewhere, implying he's made up a bunch of different shows. Let's see, fictional universe. This is hypothesis.
Is this based on a book series or something like that?
No, it's based off a TV show, St. Elsewhere.
I mean, the title is incredibly. The summary I'm not familiar with at all, but the title is incredibly familiar.
The example of St. Elsewhere characters, Dr. Roxanne Turner and Dr. Victor Enhark, appeared on Homicide: Life on the Street. Fontana was the executive producer of the showrun of Homicide the entire 7 years. We did a crossover with them. Proponents of Tommy Westphall universe argue that because of this fictional crossover, the two series exist within the same fictitious universe, and within Tommy Westphall's mind, because of the final episode of St. Elsewhere, by extension, the hypothesis can be extended to include science fiction program The X-Files and Law and Order, with a few other ones. In fact, someone did this absolutely insane graph. There it is. Look at this nightmare of a thing.
It's like a subway map.
It is. It's like when you play Resident Evil and you have to go into the sewers or some shit like that.
Oh my god! Yeah, oh, you're giving me flashbacks. No.
Here's the St. Elsewhere universe, and here's the Homicide: Life in the Street. It crossed over with the X-Files, which crossed over with a few other shows.
I was a big X-Files fan. Yeah.
Look, The Lone Gunman, Huff, Bones, CSI, because CSI crossed over with the X-Files. Criminal
David
Minds, Malcolm Middle, Stranger's Luck, Erie, Indiana.
Erie, Indiana. Oh my god! I used to read the books.
Yeah. Oh, I
watched the show.
I even watched the episode with they changed the cast over by going to the alternate universe with the kids who were different actors.
Yeah.
I remember the Royal Order of Corn.
Jesus, I haven't thought about that show in like forever. I'd forgotten all about it.
The famous.
It's one of those obscure shows.
The King of Queens. Because, all right, here's the thing. Because Homicide: Life on the Street crossed over with the Bob Newhart show. That'll cross over with Murphy Brown, which crossed over with Can't Hurry Love, which crossed over with The Nanny. Which then crossed over with Everybody Loves Raymond, The King of Queens, Becker, and Cosby, The Cosby Show, respectively. All of which are there's Alf! The Bob Newhart Show crossed over with Alf. Alf is in the Tommy Westphall universe. Like, you'll find Mission Impossible crossed over with Mission Impossible from the 1966 ones crossed over with Here's Lucy, which crossed over with Make Room for Granddad, Make Room for Daddy, which made the Danny.
This is just some of the most uncanny shit.
Right? And it gets weirder because some of these shows crossed over with actors playing themselves in the news. Like on real life news shows. So that means in theory,
so weird.
We're inside the Tommy Westphall universe.
Oh, this is like an existential crisis in the making.
People have lost this is like ultimate late 90s stoner.
Do you think anybody's ever been so insane that they start like at one and then they start following it and actually watching the shit? And like spotting,
someone has to have been able to.
You know what? I'll be shocked. Has somebody made like a clip thing? You know what I mean? And just
let's find out.
There's gotta be, right?
Map of the Tommy Westphall universe and
like of the footage of the scenes with the exact moment of crossover.
Yeah. Let's see. Tommy Westphall universe videos. It'll be on 9 times out of 10 on the universe. Are the 400 shows happening in the same universe? Fan theory, all shows in the same universe.
It's like 2,800 hours long.
This one's 9. This one's 4 minutes. I don't want to really well produce. Here, this one looks basic enough. I don't want any of those. Hi guys, like, share, and subscribe to find out more.
Oh god, no! I just want to see the clips. Like get past the asshole.
Danny Socks
the intro and just get to the clips.
Yeah, that's from a podcast. Let's put down clips. Make it more chips. Clips. World within world, the big picture. Off of the escape.
It's escapist.
Okay.
Really?
We're gonna see Yahtzee talk about this?
That would be nice. I'm a fan.
Oh, 0 punctuation.
Yeah.
I talked to him once. Very nice guy.
Hi, gang.
Hey.
It's me, Movie Bob. And this
He's
week on The
very
Big Picture,
articulate.
I'm gonna blow your mind.
This guy
Oh shit,
is
we got another dono.
unfucking believable.
Drink.
Consumption. Rosé Black topped up the pint glass by $5.
Rose, hey.
Rosé.
How you doing, Rose? Yeah, you take a swig.
Swig be damned, this is fucking wine. I'm down in the whole thing. Sparkling wine at that.
So this, you know what? I feel like in us having found this video, we have extended this universe further to somehow include fucking Yahtzee. Like, are you not a little bit weirded out by this?
Well, I know you're starting to kind of like shuffle your feet awkwardly and move your
dude. What the fuck?
Your hands.
Why are you doing this to me?
Hey, I was more worried I'd come across as some sort of like simping perv. As it turns out, I'm giving you a fucking existential crisis. I talked about the
there's like
the
a
dogs.
requisite amount of requisite maximum amount of times you have to request like tits or get the fuck out before you put into that. Just because there's so many, I'd never get to talk to anybody.
Like make up about 20% of your day. Just
yeah,
with guys being like, "Oh, do you have an OnlyFans? Oh, you're hot. You want to send me nudes?"
You know what? I only don't have an OnlyFans because it's such a shit service. I wouldn't trust any personal information or anything to that
Yeah, didn't they have
platform.
a massive leak recently?
Yes.
This guy is unfucking believable.
Another fucking dono.
God help
Yay,
me, I love a good
donos.
graph.
I love a good graph. Augusta with the $5 dues. Thank you again so much. You guys are being generous as fuck. And we
Come on, the more you donate, the more he drinks and the funnier it'll be.
Well,
we'll get him to admit
they
some
know
like
from
illegal shit.
experience.
We'll get him like swatted.
All I'm saying is that they paid me to turn off the camera, and when I woke up, Epstein was dead. What am I going to do about that? What was I going to do?
Hey
Say
man,
no?
come on. All right, look, no one here is going to tell. We swear, Z's. What did you do to Krendar?
He looked
We
up
promise.
at me, and he had look of so much trust, and I said, "Don't worry, buddy. Just look out over the lake. It'll be over soon. We can see the rabbits, can't we, George? My name's not
Look at
George."
the flowers, Krendar. Look at the flowers.
I don't know why I went into a mouse and men sort of quote right there.
I'm going to leave it up to you to explain to him why we spent some of the time today talking about murdering him and shit. So, just going to leave
You're
that
the
up
one
to
that
you.
took it into murder territory.
I washed my hands. No, I didn't. I washed my hands of this like Jesus. I washed my hands
He's
of it.
known you longer than me. Like, is there something you want to tell him or do to him? I'm not gonna lie, you're not the first woman who's lived vicariously through me. You're the first person who's lived vicariously through me for their murder fetish.
Yeah. They're gonna get my kicks from somewhere.
Here, geek culture lost a
Hey, I'm a river to my people.
valuable voice.
That's very deep.
Dwayne McDuffie, who over the course of a far, far too short career made a huge impact on the world of comics and animation, passed away at only 49 years old.
This guy
Oh, for fuck's
is
sake!
unfucking believable.
Another dono.
Love tits or GTFO.
Loki Larry chopped up with the $5.
That reminds me of. Is anybody watching that new Loki series? How's that going? Everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, I know everybody wants to fuck Tom Hiddleston. I realize everybody.
Not
wants
everyone.
To
I know one
dick
woman
down.
who does not want to fuck him, and she
Really?
is quite. Yeah. She doesn't like the look of his face. He doesn't look quite right.
For her. Wow.
I know. Way to go.
This guy is unfucking
No,
believable.
holy shit!
Yay.
What seems to be the opposite problem
You gotta
I'm
buy
not
a
as
lot
think
of-
as you
you
drunk
gotta
high
drink
am.
I promised these people something without your consent, and now you have to deliver.
How did you know my kink?
I can just tell looking at you. You got the look.
What look would that be?
Just that look that you have some unsavory kink
Oh, I
open
do.
for exploitation.
And my
Yeah,
very
all
first
right.
interview, I talked about it.
Your job interview?
No, no, that was no. I acted out that when I was doing my
Did you
job
get the
interview.
job?
No, instead I became a neo-Nazi.
Oh, well, I mean, that's nice. You've got a lot of job opportunities where you're at.
Well, it was a brief experience of hell. No,
It's like a
no.
flirtation. You just,
Yeah.
an experience you wanted to have?
I experimented with alt-right bullshit in my teenage years.
you know, everybody does dumb shit.
But no, I realized early on that I am terrible at keeping secrets. I'm great at keeping other people's secrets. I'm terrible at keeping my secrets. So what I did, I was just there like, right, I'm going to ask really personal questions on this interview, like a podcast. So I just explained it. And they were like, oh, okay. I wasn't expecting that. I'm like, yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind talking about this. I've done nudes before. I've been a nude model. Like, I'm okay with expressing myself. You know?
Honestly, what I find with a lot of people that it's often not exactly what you're telling them, but really more how you're telling them. If you can say something in an articulate, calm way and be like a little bit kind of blasé about it and be like, hey, you know, we all make mistakes or we all do crazy shit or whatever, insert reason here, instead of just being like, hey, I like to sniff women's feet or some variation thereof. I think people respond better to the first.
You know what about feet sniffers, about feet people in general?
I'm not judging feet sniffers.
Yeah, more power to them. I just don't see the appeal.
Yeah, me neither. I'm not a foot fetish person.
Ooh.
I mean, I don't mind if that's, you know, if you want me to jerk you off with your feet and we're dating or whatever.
Yeah.
I might.
By the way, seeing that you are, unless I'm about to misgender you horribly, a girl, how dare I? I dared it by just doing it.
You did, yeah. It was an observation. I wasn't asking a question.
Hands and women. Like women focus on hands the same way some guys focus on feet. True? False?
I can't really speak for anybody else, but I mean, if you have like gross, dirty hands or something, I'll notice, but I'm not like hugely.
No, but I mean like good, strong hands, good working hands. Do you appreciate that?
Honestly, sure, I guess. I also like slender, elegant hands. You know,
like a little bit.
I'd like a working man's hands. Well, no, I mean, like I like a working man's hands. I'm thinking aesthetically here, trying to answer this question, just as much as kind of more tapered piano players' hands, say.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah.
Limber.
Yeah, like there's different things to appreciate about different qualities physically.
Do you have?
And I have quite a large range of appreciation.
I believe the scientific term is you a hoe.
Actually, not really. No. My count is not very big. I think I'd probably surprise you.
What was it? I don't know. I remember hearing not too long ago from someone. I think it was Vosh. He said that if you look at like the amount of guys who like feet, not very many women adore feet the same way, but hands, the reverse. A lot of women really appreciate it, and I found that to be very true. So I don't know, I thought maybe you'd be in a bracket.
No, I mean, like, I don't like finger sucking or anything like that.
No, I don't mean like that. I mean like...
No, but I mean, like, I'm just saying generally there's no fetish for me there, and there's no... not even a higher appreciation or anything, really. Just whatever, hands.
What way to break against...
As long as they're not gross.
Yeah, I mean, like, if they've been around these parts, let's just say, with the amount of manure from all the animals that the lads have to do, I'm sure the girls appreciate when they wash their hands.
Yeah, I'm thinking, yeah.
Right, let's see, can we finally get into this?
Here to tell those of you who may not have heard of it before about one of his most interesting contributions to nerd culture, the Tommy Westphall Universe Hypothesis. Let me back up. In 2002, McDuffie wrote an editorial for Slush Factory arguing that comic books ought to stop being so strict about inter-series continuity, asking that fans stop for a moment and consider just how insane things would get if other mediums treated
just 5 minutes, so we're 4 minutes to go.
Their continuity with the same rigidity. As an example, he cited Saint Elsewhere, a well-regarded 1980s.
There's no way that they'd have like a complete collection of clips for the entire map.
I know what you're looking for, and I'd love to see it myself. It's just I'm not seeing.
I don't think it exists. I don't think it exists.
Maybe we should combine our forces and try to like pool it in. We'll look at that link and then we'll look at that graph and try to create the ultimate. Like, how about let's type this in, because you know the gist of it. He's going to talk about the gist where it's like Tommy Westfall universe, right? World within worlds. Yeah, Breaking Bad and Doctor Who is technically connected.
What?
Well, yeah, if the shows keep expanding out, like Breaking Bad crossed over with Sons of Anarchy. So
I mean, I can't be the only one that would want to see Walter White like commandeer the TARDIS to, I don't know, cook space meth. Like, I would watch that.
He'd be able to pay for so much chemo.
Oh my god! And it would be like the super good space chemo, so he wouldn't die. Extra radiation.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it here. It's fuck. Well, the people who create compilations, your job is simple. Make this graph into a reality, and you are set. Even if it's the only video you ever put out. Like, there's so much shit here that this isn't even all going to be all of it, because some of these shows now have probably crossed over with other shows.
I'm willing to bet that if you could compile something together into like a clip video of all of this, you'd get like a ton of, I mean, I don't have the patience to put it together. I got to be honest with you. I don't have the attention span, but yeah, you totally would get a lot of views on a video like that. I'm surprised some lunatic will undertake this. Somebody who can think this obsessively will totally give it a shot.
Oh, it gets so weirder when you think about it, because they have like, there's Ellen, for example. Ellen has interacted with like politicians and the like. Go on from there. Hell, I think Fresh Prince of Bel-Air somewhere, they had Reagan on.
What? Fresh Prince? How do you...
Next Gen! It's in the same universe. All of Star Trek is in the same universe.
Oh, what?
And that means all the games are in the same universe. That means all the comics. And the comics included a crossover with fucking X-Men.
There was a Star Trek X-Men crossover.
Oh, you haven't seen it? Yes, actually.
Wait. Which Star Trek?
Next Gen.
Okay, I mean...
there is a scene where Worf, there's a panel where Worf is trying to be undercover in like the 90s in America, and he's like, "Captain, these jeans are most uncomfortable."
That's how I know I'm alien. Jeans.
And at the end of the comic, Logan pats him on the back and hands him a cigar, and he goes, "Stogie."
That's awesome, man. Oh. I'm a big X-Men fan as well, and I've seen most of the Star Trek shows. There's a few I didn't really enjoy, but I'm also like a filthy Voyager lover. My favorite is Voyager.
Really? That is filthy. Yeah. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I know. It's not a popular thing. Janeway is not a popular captain with people. I'm sorry.
I will say the following.
Is it because she's so thirsty for Chakotay's cock? Is that why you're all mad?
I don't know. There's a strong argument to be made that she is the dominatrix among the crew. She basically makes sure that they all get their relief one way or another.
Oh, I can totally believe she's got that kind of presence.
But she, I thought she was a halfway decent captain. I kind of think that the standout characters in that, thank Christ it wasn't Neelix. Neelix was one of the last Gene Roddenberry's idea. He was so unlikable.
Wait. No. Are you telling me you were not heavily invested in his romance with
Cass?
What was her name?
Cass.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
Who came across more as an underage kid because they.
I hated
so
their relationship so fucking much.
I thought it was interesting when I found out the Okampa have their wombs on a sack in the back of their neck. So
I don't remember that.
Yeah, she ages rapidly because of some sort of crazy ass like sickness. And,
right, yeah.
And she needs to get pregnant, so Neelix is like, because apparently she can only get pregnant once in her life because they age so quickly.
Yeah.
And she asked Neelix to be the father, and apparently you know this because when it's time, a slit in the back of her neck opens up and a sack comes out of it, a black sack that looks like a deflated balloon, and it fills up with the baby, which is so.
That's the most horrible thing.
Could you imagine this women walking around with a baby on their back that you could see inside it?
In like a weird fucking xenomorphic womb.
Yeah.
No thanks. No, that's nightmare fuel for me.
Then she came back like near the end of the show to destroy them because she was pissed off because her psychic powers were getting too. She basically turned into Jean Grey, turned into the Phoenix, and it just ended up being. Open. We got to listen to the opening at least once.
Previously on X-Men.
Copyright won't get us if we fill in the words. Go. An explosion. Cyclops sucked ass. Wolverine
best costume.
Awesome. Rogue was undescribably hot. So was Storm. Beast was fun.
I like Beast. Kind of. I was a Beast fan.
Gambit was cool. I like Gambit. Jubilee sucked.
Yeah, Jubilee.
Jean was OP as fuck. And he was underpowered.
Yeah, Professor X.
Yeah, Professor X was underpowered.
Yeah.
Sentinels.
Yeah, I mean, he's way OP in the movies.
Yeah, but you never get to see it fully. You never get to see him, like, stopping an ICBM with his mind, or, like, converting a whole country to do what he wants.
I much prefer, anyway, though, like, the more recent take on X-Men with, like, the more depressing, realistic take, like Logan, the movie. Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
I like that angle where you get to see it's, like, the not-too-distant future. It gave me a sort of... What was the name of that film with Bruce Willis? Was it Jumper? Where they go through time? Or Leaper?
I think that it was Jumper.
But like it shows like an America.
The one where they are like they execute people.
Yeah, they send them into the past to execute them.
Yeah. Yes. I think that I know the one you mean.
I got that vibe in Logan. That world. In fact, the world also was turning into something like a cyberpunk-esque world.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't see very much of it in Logan, but it felt good enough. It felt structured enough, and I liked the characters we saw. And it was so bleak too. But
yeah, he becomes like a limo driver.
I liked what was the character's name? The guy that was staying with and taking care of Professor X for Logan. He was played by the comedian and the dude that played Wheatley in Portal 2.
Oh, Stephen Merchant.
Stephen Merchant, yeah, I forget what the character's name was in that. He's appeared in X-Men movies before as a different actor. But yeah, he was fun. Looper, you guys are right. Sorry. Yeah, your chat's...
This guy is unfucking believable.
Yay!
Look up the guy playing the X-Men song on guitar.
Open up that pint glass.
Okay. X-Men theme guitar.
Ooh. Well, somebody do a cover?
At this point, I'd be shocked if they didn't.
Fucking A.
Thank you so much. You guys have been so
Nettie.
generous tonight.
Hello.
Aw, for one of the many numerous reasons I'm annoyed you don't have your camera on. Because I want to see the Nettie.
I'm sorry. I look like I'm sorry. I look like shit coming home from work. Too tired.
The last thing I'd want you to do is be like self-conscious on here. This is the unwind stream. This is the whoa, fucking
yeah.
crap.
I'm also sitting here naked because it's hot as fuck in Ontario today, so you know that might
like I said, numerous reasons why I'm annoyed you don't have your camera on.
You think I'm kidding?
Marry me.
It's hot as fuck in Ontario today, man.
I actually can relate there, despite the fact I'm in like this wool thing. It's humid as fuck. I'm in a swamp right now, not like Pitmonk's sort of Mississippi sort of swamp, but
And
it's
Louisiana.
a bog. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like you see a cackling. If you've played Witcher's Tree, the area around where the
yeah.
Witcher.
Oh man, it's funny you mention that because I'm like binging all of the books again, and I've just started playing Witcher 1 again.
I can't finish Witcher 1. It's not there not graphically, but just combat isn't enjoyable to me.
I've been able to enjoy it because I've got a much better idea of the like characters and the politics going on during the game as a result of I've been listening to all the books on Audible. I love audiobooks. So like from that point of view, I've really been able to enjoy it more. But I have played it before, and then I had the same problem that you did, that it's really not great combat wise.
Can I just point out about the books? What the fuck? Why isn't the screen showing? That's weird. But one thing I noticed about one thing I noticed about the Witcher books is that they did translate one to one, but the vibe that you get with Eastern European stuff, it doesn't gel. Like the jokes don't always land, the humor doesn't always land. It's kind of like
I mean, I'm originally from Slovakia, and
while
it's
going
not
to ask you, were you Canadian first or Slovakian before, or vice versa?
No, I was born in Slovakia, and eventually we moved to Canada after a few trips around the world, and like I get what you mean by the style of the humor. There is in Slovakia also, I think, a sort of a more deadpan, kind of more of a sadness based depression, cheeky breaky Russian style kind of humor. It's hard to describe to fucking normies. Sorry.
If you've ever been around Russian message boards, you'll get the same sort of vibe.
Yeah. And yes, it does in the translation lose some. It's a more. I've never read it in the original language, but it feels like it's. It feels like it's probably a more optimistic version of what he was going for, just based on some of the interviews with him that I've read and how he intended to portray certain events and characters in the book.
Geralt, I think, is the biggest change. He is such a dork in the books compared to the movie, the games, where he's like, he's like what Geralt thinks of himself in the book.
Yes,
in the books.
I've heard that.
He's his own fan fiction character. Yahtzee said that this is Geralt is the world's ultimate self-inserted fan fiction character.
Gary Stu, I think, is the Mary Sue equivalent for that. And
did you see the Netflix show?
There's a Netflix show?
Witcher?
Oh, The Witcher. Oh, sorry, I was talking about Mary Sue. I'm like, there's a Mary Sue Netflix show. Sorry, brain fart. Yeah, I've seen it several times now. I'm really looking forward to season 2. There's a few things I didn't like about it, mostly about the casting. That
I didn't like Henry Cavill.
No, I love Henry Cavill. I didn't like Triss.
Triss was not well cast. Yeah,
Why do they never give me fucking redheads? Why do you always make redheads less redheaded?
That's a meme going around Twitter right now among people who are joking about like white genocide. They're replacing all the redheads with black people.
I mean, I know it's a meme, but it's actually, it is actually
there is a level of whatever reason. Starfire, Starfire was red.
It's you can build up a It's very strange. I don't know why they do it. Triss was another victim to that odd habit, and I liked her in. I mean, if you've read the books, she's a little less likable, but if you're going by her game counterpart,
then again, she still kind of does rape Geralt when you think about it.
Come on, men can't be raped.
It's true.
I mean,
how do you even get it up if you're not happy?
Yeah, but oh god, I've actually had that argument with some women, and
yep, me too.
It's just
an ex-girlfriend of mine.
Really? Oh god, I hope you dumped her right quick.
It was the end of the relationship, and she countered it by saying, "Oh, guys in prison will rape other men." And that's where it ended. Whoa.
Oh, good. Wait.
No, I mean
that's a confused person.
Oh, I've mentioned her
she's
before. She's she wasn't the nicest.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in terms of Triss, in terms of the books, she's fairly less likable, fairly more rapey. I don't like her as much in the books, but I was a big fan of hers for the game.
What I don't like is that Yennefer hates Geralt for losing his memory and Triss abusing that trust, but she doesn't hate Triss. I don't like that. I wanted to see those two confront it, because Triss wouldn't deny it. She'd be like, yeah, I did it bad. I'm a piece of shit. And Yennefer was like, I'm going to literally eat you.
Yeah, I mean, I have to imagine, because there is a kind of vulnerability and loneliness in Yennefer, and Triss is kind of like her only and longest friend, I think. And I think from that point of view, that's just kind of a weakness of Yennefer's. I don't know. She's easier to understand after I've read the books a bit.
Didn't she kind of trick Geralt because she's just kind of idolized him in her head?
Who, Triss?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, she basically fell in lust with him. She got turned on by, the fact that when he touched her, she felt like fucking sparks, because apparently if a Witcher touches you, if you're a witch,
I mean, that's same reason why Kira Mitz wants to fuck her.
Yeah, Triss basically just really wanted to get dicked down by him, and I don't really she's not a very good friend.
No, she for either one of them when you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not huge. Yennefer has her own issues, but
Yen brings someone back from the dead so she can fucking interrogate him in the game. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she's way more fucked up and dangerous in the books and stuff too.
I like how she's portrayed in the show, how they show her to be increasingly more and more betrayed and jaded, and then eventually she's like, fuck it, I'm gonna be in charge. So when she finds a guy that she wants to actually fuck with, she's like, okay, but you're gonna be my bitch, to the point where all the other sorceresses make fun of Geralt for it. You're very impressive, but I wouldn't touch you. I'm a good friend of Yennefer.
Yeah, they all want to fuck him though. They all want to fuck him.
Even Philippa Elhar, who of course, I have.
And she went crazy for him. I think, if I remember, Philippa fucking begged him to stay. She got a little pathetic.
I thought she was a lesbian.
Is it Phil? Who am I thinking of?
Well, there's Kira, who is the nymphomaniac.
Kira Metz, yeah.
Oh, she's my favorite. I'm not a big fan of blondes. For some reason, she does it for me. I think she's so honest. She's like, I like sex. And no, that's just it. I just like sex.
Yeah, I liked her. She was very on the nose, but I didn't agree. And in The Witcher 3, the fact that she was gonna sell shit to Radovid, and that she was naive enough to think she's Radovid's totes malotes is gonna be yay, good job, and he's gonna give me a reward.
In
Fuck
the games,
Radovid.
He's young and optimistic, and by the third game, he's
burn
them all.
Yeah. Yeah, it was sad because I liked him at first, and then he fucking goes nuts. And then I meet with Kira, and it's really, you think he's just gonna? So of course he burns her in one of the endings. Yeah. But I never sided with Radovid, so whatever.
I've done both, but the thing is, I kind of do the same thing as I do with New Vegas. Anytime I look at that world, look at the wider world, so I normally side with the big imperialistic power because it's got the most potential for stability. So Nilfgaard all the way.
I didn't want to side with anybody that would lead them to killing all the dwarves, and I really liked the Teller. I didn't want him to get burned. Yeah.
I liked the angle with the spy, the fat spy master at the end of it. He's he gets into this huge sort of debate whether or not you can save any of the northern countries, and you can't, which is a real shame. Yeah. But yeah, I've
been eating up Witcher lore lately. Yeah. I'm sorry, I've been
Oh, well, we didn't even talk about the fucking Wild Hunt and the Anshe elves and all them. Oh, fuck.
And Ciri's story. I got such a much better grasp of like her and her family's story. Like I love just all of Sintra. I love Sintra and its history and everything.
It's a hell of a universe. It's very bleak, but it's not so bleak. It's not like Dark Souls.
What are you talking about? What about Tucson? It's the happiest place in the world, Tucson. Nothing ever goes wrong in Tucson.
Look at all these pretty women who never want to step out in front of the sun or are going away. I wonder where all those children are going. They just keep dying everywhere. It's straight. Oh, well, they're just peasants.
Oh, gee, this one chick dumped this guy. I hope nothing bad comes of it. Uh-oh.
One thing's for sure, Dandelion equals Giga Chad.
Oh, I love, I've been like listening to a whole bunch of different versions of his Witcher song from the show. Like there's like a great metal one. I've listened to Synth Nightcore. There's a metal version that's really good. There's a few of them out there. There's if you listen to there's a YouTube channel that makes really popular video game based rap videos. They've done them for BioShock.
They didn't get spotted.
JT Music. They're called.
Familiar.
They've done fantastic. Check these guys out if you haven't. JT Music. They do wonderful gaming raps. Watch one now with your chat. They're very good.
Well, we got the X-Men first. I mean, someone did.
Oh yeah, sure. And every once in a while, they get this girl, I forgot her name, to do a guest spot, and she's done some like wonderful, both original Witcher-based stuff and done covers of like the Witcher song. It's just really good.
Is she the one who sang that song? Who was the girl, the fellow bard of Dandelion who he fell in love with, the blonde?
Oh, no, she's not meant to be that character, but I know who you.
She did a song. She did a sort of lullaby or something like that, and
I'm sure this girl's probably done it. I think covered it. Yeah,
does she have, like,
I'm sure she has
like dark hair, like
she looks like what Yennefer most people think should look like. She's got a real Yennefer look. I like the Yennefer on the show, but I can see people in the comments that are like, "This should have been Yennefer." She has a distinct.
Well, you know, a lot of that has to do with the fact that she's not 100% white.
Boo-hoo! I thought she was hot as fuck on the show.
She was glorious. Cares? And I love this is from the book, isn't it? Where she kept that one scar on her face just to be a little bit off.
Yeah, I can't remember this. Yeah. Oh, she's so hardcore on the show too. That scene where she's just like, "Do it now, no painkillers needed, thanks."
Yeah, bye womb. At least you don't have to worry about your fucking period.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's ooh.
You actually considered it for a few seconds.
I should. Well, I mean, I'll probably get my tubes tied or something eventually. I don't know. Yeah. Best fucking music ever.
Oh, absolutely. I think someone did a poll recently and it was like between this and there was a few other 90s sort of kid shows that had like amazing openings. Which was the best? And I think this won out.
I liked this one. There's a show from the late 80s, early 90s called Mighty Max.
I kind of remember Mighty Max.
Do you remember the Polly Pocket toys?
Yeah.
This was like the boy version and was like hardcore. So of course that's the one I liked more than Polly Pocket. And they made a show based on it, and it was actually really good. And one of the main characters was voiced by Claude Frollo from Disney's The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh wow! So he wanted to, which by the way is at least until I've Got Friends on the Other Side, it was probably the sexiest thing Disney ever did.
Yeah, it was a very rapey song. Disney made a rapey song. Rape.
It was like it was a great example of the problem with like that level of religion.
Lust. It's a lustful. It's a lust. I like it.
Fucked her, which in some versions of the story he does. And that's the end of it. That's all your problem solved. And
if only he'd been like nicer about it. Maybe if instead of like fucking creeping on her, if he'd been like, "Hey, you want to drink back at my pimp palace where I have the best fucking wine.
And a huge ass fireplace where I don't.
And a huge ass fireplace, bitch, and I can get you whatever. Maybe she'd have been more receptive than his fucking creepy hair sniffing seduction approach.
Stealing her clothes.
And stealing her clothes and creeping on her in church.
What was the name of that one? Charlie's Angels, the movie, proved anything, is that if a girl's desperate enough, she will get with a sniffer.
You gotta be pretty desperate. That's so fucking creepy.
And it was Cameron Diaz at the height of her fame as well. No, love.
Oh, wait a minute. Cameron...
Not Cameron Diaz. Wait, was it Cameron Diaz? It was Lucy... It was Lucy Liu... Drew.
Is Cameron Diaz the one that's gone fucking crazy now?
No, that's the one from.
Which one's the Pussy Candle chick again?
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Gwyneth Paltrow. Thank you. Why do I think Cameron Diaz then? Why am I thinking negatively of Cameron Diaz? I don't know. What's wrong with her? Something wrong with all of them.
They're all probably. Yeah. Okay. So, here, she's there at her fucking peak, and she wants to get with this guy who cut a bit of her hair off and is sniffing at it. No.
The fuck. Who looks at that and is like, yes, please?
He also doesn't say anything either. Like, he's the whole joke of it. He was like an assassin, but like he became obsessed with her, and she's like, "Oh, that's kind of sweet." What the fuck?
It's like a comedy, I'm assuming, or
it was the Charlie's Angels reboot movie that was shite.
Oh yeah! Oh my god, I actually did watch that. Yeah,
that's the reboot.
They parodied that reboot during, was it Scary Movie 2?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. See, now we're connecting universes. You see that?
Oh god, it's everything is connected to everything else.
Yeah. See, I remember Scary Movie 2. I was a big fan of all the Scary movies. They were funny.
I watched as far as it was the last one from the guy from Naked Gun. He was the president. He was saved.
I'm not sure. I watched the first 3. I haven't actually seen all of them, but I've watched the first 3.
I watched them. I kind of enjoyed it. I never really thought much of them, but they were a fun way to pass a few hours.
I loved my favorite one was the second one because it was like a solid comedy crossover of like Poltergeist and House on Haunted Hill, and I think it honestly was the funniest one.
With the
remember the guy with the little hand?
Yeah, take my strong arm.
Yeah,
I remember him.
No, give me your other hand.
Oh, yeah. But I remember a lot from it. Like, I remember the scene where he's getting like a hand job and he shoots his that was a running gag where like when the guy came,
in the
girl would just be like, yeah.
They were in the freezer and he's like, I'm freezing to death. You got to jerk me off for body heat. And she's like, okay, yeah. And then he blasts her into the ceiling.
Yeah, she anytime you got like a cum shot and that, it was like someone threw a gallon of ice cream at the girl. or the black guy who was like really gay, but he didn't openly admit it. So he was like, "Does this outfit make me look gay?" No, man. And then he goes and makes it even gayer. Is this even gay?
And then he rapes a clown doll.
Yeah.
And then you remember the clown doll that he like fucks?
Oh, do you remember the skeleton that tried to attack the girls and they just took his head off and started playing with it?
She got all angry that the other one was
scared. Come on, guards, give it back.
It's a fucking skeleton.
Yeah, what's it gonna do? It's got no muscle mass. It don't lift, bro.
Yeah, honestly, first 2 were like the best. Third was okay, and then it was just kind of whatever.
When they got Martin, what was it? Charlie Sheen.
Martin Sheen. There's Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, it was when they got Charlie Sheen in. That's the last time I heard anything interesting about it. And then they went off and did the spoof movies, the Not Another Teen Movie, Not Another.
Yeah, I've seen a few of those. They're always kind of. I don't know. I guess if you're drunk or stoned, you're good for one of those.
I took a girl out in America to see, was it like Meet the Spartans?
Uh-huh.
And the reason why we picked it was because it was the only thing she would watch.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I went out to a date once to a drive-in, and not only was it raining, but we, for whatever reason, mutually agreed to watch one of the Jackass movies. Incidentally, the one where the boys heartily drink large glasses of horse cum. So that was an awkward first date. It was all right.
Did at any point he look over at you, hopefully, when that scene happened?
No, I don't know how I would. I've been fairly torn if that had happened.
That means there'd be a percentage of you going like. I mean, like,
but like, is he implying he's hung like a horse? Also, like,
there's different ways you can approach this.
You've got to ponder this out, and then depending on that, whether or not I go flying out of the car.
Scary movie cum shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrible chips. Love them. Yeah, like I watched probably the weirdest date movie I ever was on was actually probably one of my best, and that was The Girlfriend, the one I mentioned earlier. She was a big movie buff. In fact, after we broke up, she went to work at a movie theater, and she took me out to this anniversary filming of American Psycho.
Oh,
that was
Bateman.
That was some good shit, let me tell you. And
that was who the fuck was the actor?
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale. Yeah.
I've had a drink with him.
Really?
Yep.
Did he yell at you? Did he yell at you angrily?
Actually before the yelling, about a year or two before the yelling. And that was in Foggy Dew, and I just happened to sit next to the bar, and next to me was sure enough Christian Bale. And for the longest time, I stared at him. It was a quiet day, yeah, and he was just having a drink back and on his phone from time to time, and I'm just like.
Were you dressed in the hoodie with the glasses while you stared?
No, I was dressed in the outfit you see me on Bearded Ramblings on the trail with the big fedora.
Oh, okay.
But it was all in black. So it was a huge black coat and a huge black fedora. So
were you inhaling it and exhaling very loudly? Like, how far did this go?
No, it was kind of like a slow. It was like, you ever get like an old computer that takes forever to boot up when you restart it?
Beeps and stuff.
Yeah, I'm
beeps
kind of like
at you for a while.
I'm finally like, Empire of the Sun. What? You, child, you're Christian Bale. I'm just gonna ask you outright. You're Christian Bale. He's like, he kind of put his hand to his lip and like, keep it down. And I'm like, I was on the edge. I was kind of on the fence, and I still am. That's why I don't talk about this as it 100% happened, because he could be lying through his arse. He could have looked similar, but he was talking about being on set. He had Christian Bale's sort of pseudo-English American accent. He had his physical appearance. And two of his friends came over and said, like, look, mate, just don't make a big deal about this, okay? And I said, like...
Yeah, I feel like that's legit. Like, why bother not only, like, telling you to keep it on the down low, but for, like, other people to tell you to keep it on the down low?
Yeah.
That must have been legit.
Unless it was, like, we were being filmed for, like, some sort of sketch show or something like that.
Maybe it's like a prank video or something.
Yeah, I always remember not Kit Harington, some guy pretending to be Christian Bale, showing up. Not Christian Bale, Russell Crowe, hiring a bunch of people to come up to Hadrian's Wall, and he pretends to be his character from Gladiator. And he starts grilling them on how they need protection against it, and he just starts quoting lines. But he's like,
sounds fun.
My name is Marcus Aurelius Aurelius.
Man, it's been a while since I watched that too. It's a good movie.
General of the Army of the North. Oh no, that was a great film. But a lot of people hate that for some reason. I don't know why.
I like that.
It opened up a lot of doors. Everyone thought the Sword and Sandal film was dead.
Yeah.
And then, boom.
But I've been a big fan. I'm a big fan of kind of historical dramas from way back. Anyway, well, another film that I watch fairly regularly was a B miniseries called I, Claudius.
Yes. Oh my God, yeah. I love that so much. The scene where John Hurt
Caligula.
Caligula shows up. Like everyone thinks that they're going to be killed, and they get brought into like in the dark. Claudius, and they're all like,
"It's a show."
Oh, in the morning time.
It was very nice. He sang and danced very nicely.
And John Hurt comes out in drag.
Yes. He was. Hey, it was very flattering. Golden makeup, man.
Oh, it was. I gotta show certain scenes. With Patrick Stewart with hair.
See, but have you ever seen the Caligula porno with Malcolm McDowell?
I am a hardcore Brad Jones fan. Of course I have.
Oh, there you go. Well, oh my God. See, we're connecting universes. Claudius to anal fisting pornography.
Gets the cake, shoves his fist into the cake, and then come out.
Oh God, yeah. Oh man, God, yeah, I loved.
Is that Livia, the actress who played Livia?
Livia, oh my God,
is she still alive? Because she also plays the head of the Bene Gesserit order in.
I know she's still alive.
Dune.
I've seen her I saw her in something recently, so I know she's still alive. But she was such an amazing Livia.
Oh, I love so Brian Blessed as Augustus, because if you've ever seen the Road TV show, you can kind of see how that character, the young Augustus, Octavian, turns into. I'm gonna have to mute this because copyright. It's BBC. They are dicks when it comes to copyright.
Yeah, I understand.
But yeah, look at Brian.
Oh my God!
Look at Brian. Oh my! I've got a pair of.
Those are some PJ pants.
He just showed up. By the way, this man, huge into animal protection. His house has about 50 animals at all times. I read his book.
Oh, that's wonderful.
The book is titled at the time, "The Panther in the Kitchen," because he actually looked after a black panther because he was in a circus at one point.
He's got such a beautifully great voice.
Gordon's alive.
God, like when some of the times he yells, I would love to. I've never seen a theatrical production with him in it, unfortunately, but I imagine like the acoustics must be something else.
Derek Jacobi.
Derek Jacobi. Oh my God! You know what? The biggest fucking worst thing about Doctor Who was the moment they replaced him with John Sims. Not that I don't like John Sims. But Derek Jacobi was an amazing master. What a stupid fucking decision that was.
I know you are a deep state Whovian. I have to admit, I've only ever seen the original. That's right, the black and white one with what was the first season? The one with the Charlie
William. Fuck, I forget his name.
William Hartnell, is it?
William Hartnell, yeah.
William Hartnell. And then, of course, when he wasn't it like he refused to go any further unless they raise his price, and he's like, "What are you gonna do? Replace me?"
Yes, I believe.
Way to start a trope, motherfucker.
Yeah, he did ask for a raise, although I can't remember if that was like what started the idea, or if I don't know. It would be funny if that's what started the idea of the regeneration.
Because, of course, it was always on a budget. Everyone always compares it to Star Trek, but Star Trek always had so much more of a budget than Doctor Who, to this day.
I've been, I am a big Doctor Who fan. I've seen all... Yeah, I have. And I've seen all the recent ones. I've only made my way partially through the old series. Incidentally, I interviewed Sylvester McCoy, but I have not yet even seen his season.
Just casually,
so that's whoops. Yeah. No, it was pretty cool. It was his agent was pretty cool about it. And my favorite is probably, though, I really liked Christopher Eccleston.
Is he the one with the huge scarf?
No, that was one of the originals. I think that was Tom Baker.
Yeah.
I think that was Tom Baker. I'm not entirely sure though. The old ones are kind of all mixed up for me. But yeah, I like Christopher Eccleston. I also obviously really liked the last not Jodie Whittaker, but 12 before her, or 13? I don't know which one he was now. The numbers are all fucked up with this new canon that I do not accept at all. Fuck you, bullshit. Stupid story alterations.
Oh, I did see one episode from the newer ones. I was actually in London, of all things, and I was in my hotel room, flipping through the channels, and sure enough, it was the episode with the Daleks and the Cybermen fight on the street in London.
Yeah.
That was some pretty good shit, because you got the humans in between, and then you've got the Cybermen delete, and the Daleks going exterminate, and just going back and forth. It's pure nerd gore. It was brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, I loved the first season of the new show with the Ninth Doctor, and even though a lot of people don't like it and don't like her character, I liked Clara in her season. So yeah, I don't watch the show much anymore though.
You should be able to fill me in on this one. Who was the guy who was also in Life on Mars?
That was John Sims, I think. Also, the guy who plays the Master, he played opposite. What was the character? The character's name was Gene. He was the Gov. Gene what? Fuck. But yeah, John Sims played opposite him, I believe, if I remember right. Life on Mars.
That was a hell of a good show.
I know the original, not the bullshit remake.
Or the American ones.
Fucking American piece of shit remake, yeah.
Or the sequel, which is set in the 80s.
Ashes to Ashes.
I've actually got the box set of that.
I don't know. I didn't mind I actually liked, I mean, one, I was excited that there was going to be a new show, and B, I liked the idea of, the fucking, what was the guy? Gene Hunt. Gene Hunt. Of Gene Hunt having a foil, because I was a big fan of Gene Hunt, and he's painted to be this very misogynistic character, very much
changes.
Like
that's the key thing.
Yeah, and like you enjoy that growth in him over time and stuff, and so I was excited to see a character that he'd butt heads with, but the writing just wasn't very good. And it wasn't even an issue that it was like preachy or anything like that. No, it wasn't like derogatory to men or anything like that, or women or anything. It just wasn't very good.
No, it didn't hook me like Life on Mars.
No.
Even with the new angle of like, this is the afterlife for cops, which is horrible when you think about it, because that means Sim's character, he never got to save his ex-fiancée. She died.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, on top of it, I think just taking not only taking the mystery away, but I think come the end, aren't they basically like battling the devil or some bullshit? It's been a while since I've seen the original show. Yeah, but like one of the cops, right, was like the devil in disguise, trying to stop them from crossing over successfully or some horse shit. And at that point, I'm like, wow.
Commissioner, I think.
Yeah. I hate it when shows do that.
Hyde is always played off. I love that little joke, because Hyde, of course, was very posh back in the 70s, and of course he's coming in now to shake things up. But my favorite episode had to be the one where Hunt woke up and was framed for murder, and they had to recreate it after like this crazy blitzed out bender he was on. And then you have to recreate everything he was at. So he has to go, so I remember I
running around in his underwear and shit. Yeah.
I remember I took a piss here. And then the old lady comes out and goes like, I had to clean your filth up, I did.
My favorite part of that entire show was the little animated short they did of Hunt beating in an once.
That was based off the children's.
Yeah, it's an existing thing. It's like
it was like not roundabout. Oh god!
Doesn't it start with a P? I can't remember it though.
Bloop bloop bloop. All right, before we go back to Claudius, before we do anything else,
we gotta check this now because it's gonna bug us.
Okay, Life on. Also, like how the little girl in the title card.
The little blonde girl?
Yeah, at the end of the recording day. The beep with
fucking
the
red rum girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually what ended every day. I was just old enough to remember when TV shows used to end like that.
Did you ever watch the remake, by the way, the American version?
I couldn't. I knew it wouldn't be as good. I was hoping to be
wrong.
I
watched the first few episodes, and I also couldn't after a while, and I spoiled the ending to myself. Like, okay, obviously, I'm not going to spoil it right now if you don't want me to, but like the American one I figured was going to have a different quote-unquote twist end, and it did, and it was shit. And that's all I'm going to say.
Is this it?
We're nutty.
Lost void of space. Since the beginning.
No, Life on Mars TV show.
Life on Mars.
Go with the mouse she had.
I love it. Like every time I'd listen to the whole intro.
Yeah. Oh.
Man, most of my favorite shows are like fucking British, like a lot of Beeb stuff. I'm like a big fan of a lot of old Beeb shows, like Lovejoy, Cracker.
Yeah. Oh, did you ever watch The Sweeney? What that was based off?
The Sweeney, that sounds familiar. I might have checked it out.
The Sweeney was a British sort of detective show, but it was iconic because it had an amazing opening, but it had this cop who basically was Gene Hunt but skinnier. He went on to do
that sounds so familiar.
He went on, if I'm right, to do Midsummer Murder in the later years, and he would basically be known as just like the cop who would just fling himself over his car and punch the bad guy. Like that sounds very Gene Hunt for sure. There's a
Sweeney. What the heck is this?
We're getting.
That can't be it.
Depiction of 1973, because it always takes place in just 1 year, doesn't it? Which is kind of. Let's see. Digital watches, double glazed frames, which are intentional.
Oh, that's weird. There's a Sweeney Todd straight to television movie.
No.
With like Ray Winston as Sweeney Todd and David Warner.
Well, as long as it isn't a musical.
No. I kind of like the musical. But I'm like a real sucker for what's her face, the girl that played Mrs. Lovett. Helena Bonham Carter.
Yeah, who if you notice certain scenes, she was pregnant at the time, so her boobs were like twice as big.
No connection at all to the popularity of the character.
None whatsoever. That was a tight corset, though. I don't know why I needed to bring that up. It was just a tight corset.
You just can't help yourself. It's just right there.
Hey, if it worked for your career, it'll work for hers.
Mm-hmm. Hey, man, never fails. You just gotta, put it out there.
You just gotta crush those internal organs. Go on, just get them all nice and smashed.
Just tighter. Just you gotta do like
when you hear the ribs cracking, you know you're Caribbean. On that.
Yeah, you gotta faint. That's gotta be the out. You gotta faint. Otherwise, you're not doing it right.
Oh my god, this will drive me crazy. Life on Mars. Kid show. Let's just go to YouTube. There he is, 2016 mix, but we can't.
By the way, did you ever check out the iClaudius radio show?
Yes, actually, I had it downloaded for a long while.
Oh, same. I have it on Audible. It was really good.
I liked the scene with Germanicus trying to explain how he didn't rape her was a pretty great one because they had to explain a lot without showing.
Yes, and it actually kind of presents all these different avenues you didn't really get to see in the series before, and I like that they got a lot of the voice actors back for it, which was great.
My favorite line from Brian Blessed here. No, that's Jared Jackery, but
that's Jared Jackery.
Back here is
there. It is
when Livia is okay with him being worshipped as a god, and Augustus isn't. He goes, "They're praying."
How do I cure gout?
The way he says "goat."
When you said goat. Yeah, there you go. Yep.
Yeah. Tell me how does one cure gout? Yeah,
it's just this guttural. It's guttural. That's
the jowls. You need the jowls.
You need to work. I think what we're saying is Brian Blessed really knows how to work his jowls.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's half his career. Half is that if you ever even cough in the direction of a dog, he will break your nose.
Well, good for him.
Oh, absolutely.
I remember when I was a kid, and I was out with my dog, and I was out with my dad, and this fucking drunk dude comes over and just starts like just fucking trying to kick at my dog because he was drunk. My dad stomped the shit out of him.
Good.
So yeah, so I'm very fucking very happy to hear that.
Oh yeah, the book opens with a local detective going to his house because, like I said, he looks after animals, and the detective just driving home from the station found a dog that had been burned completely free of its fur, just hobbled by the road. And Brian said he spent a few minutes, and afterwards just like not saying a word or doing anything. And the detective thought that later on he was being very sort of like sad and all that stuff. It wasn't that. He was picturing flaying the person irresponsible alive. Like he just pictured like hurting anyone. But afterwards he took the animal in and cared for it, and it spent the rest of its life. Tending it was a real shame because you have to get this special like formula to put over the dog.
Yeah,
every time
you
you
have
do
to rub it on the
will be
wound.
absolute agony for the dog, and the dog will be terrified. And of course, the dog will think that you're hurting it too, and it doesn't understand that you're trying to help it at this point. So, but no, there's so many ones. Like he remembered when he was a kid, he was walking down by the creek where he lived, and he found the local boy trying to drown the puppy. For no other reason than he could. So he broke the kid's nose, and then he went, because it was such a small community, and it was like he grew up in the countryside. He went up to the kid's ma's house, and the ma asked, "Were you the one that hit my son in the nose?" And yes, and he explains why, and the mother goes quiet.
I'd hit him too.
It gets better. She goes back into the room, brings the kid out, who's got like tissue up his nose, and then the mother goes, "Hit him again." And he ducks him.
Parenting, parenting, motherfucker. That's what we don't have very much of anymore, and that's why we get fucked up people.
Apparently the dad took the belt to him that night. I don't know about that angle because
I don't know that that's a bit too
that was very sort of 1950s
that's a
approach.
Bit,
but
but
to
a
that
whack
point,
on the fucking snot
twice over with the approval of the kid's mother. There was also so many other threats.
Sorry, I think that's a fair trade in lieu of trying to drown
the puppy was
a puppy.
Safe. The puppy was safe. It ran away.
That's an escalating behavior anyway, so I hope they follow that up with like fucking therapy.
I mean, don't forget that from Star Wars. There's that scene where Luke just casually says, "I hunt womp rats with my T-18," and you're just thinking like, you hunt little animals? Isn't that what a serial killer does when they're kids? And
I feel like there was a time where they thought less badly of that. I don't know, and people are starting to wise up a little bit more. It's like, hey, small animals feel pain too.
Maybe they're pests, and
they're also incredibly intelligent and can be quite loving and quite protective and loving of their own kin. Every kind of animal's got like an angle that people really don't know.
Saying that, earlier today you saw me just like spray a fucking blue bottle. Those things are parasites, real parasites. Still. Yeah.
If you've got something that you have a risk of infesting your home and hurts you, that's invasive. You have your own territory and you protect it. Just like you wouldn't leave a fucking scorpion. We lived in Spain for a time after we moved from Slovakia. And we lived in an area where we had to put the legs of our beds into glass jars at night because we would get scorpions at night coming and crawling into the house. A lot of the housing schemes, the setups were very open. People had doors open. They didn't have doors at all. It was a pueblo. It was a little village. It was what was it called? Mijas. It was called Mijas, and now it's more of like a touristy area, so people don't do this anymore.
You know what region of Spain it was?
I think it was Andalusia.
Oh, nice. You weren't too far from Valencia, were you?
I guess I didn't. I only lived there for about 3 or 4 years. And it was a beautiful area, and it wasn't as much of a tourist area at the time, if I remember correctly.
That's where the Costa del Sol is.
Yeah, now I've seen. Now it's pretty bad.
Chavs and Scousers as far as the eye can see.
Oh, this is when he freaks out because he finds out Julia fucked like 50 million dudes.
Yeah, she.
Oh, I love that. Oh, the whole scene with him sitting in front of her door while she screams is so fucked. It's great.
Oh, it's I like how he dies, and Livia says that's for Mark Antony because, of course, that was her grandfather too.
Yeah.
Yes, I am. I'm Julian, but I'm also Mark Antony's granddaughter, and you took him from me. And like he's like, what? It's like, what? That is a great callback because if they combined that with the Rome show, oh my god, that would have been an amazing callback.
Oh, that would. I really enjoyed the Rome show, and it was really great, by the way. Like when they did the whole scene with him slowly dying, and they like pull away from his face, and you're not quite sure the first time you watch just when he's dead, because they told Brian Blessed to like not blink for like 4 fucking minutes or something, and it was just a slow pan away.
Like he's a proper actor. He can do those.
Oh yeah,
he's very expressive. Apparently, he's known in the BBC for a very different thing. In 1959, the Union Jack in the courtyard in the BBC building was taken down and was replaced by a huge pair of underwear. And he's the one who put it up there that night, drunkenly, with a producer on a show he was at. And they just stayed at night, and they broke out the whiskey. And then after a while, he's like, you want it? I got an idea. Give us your underwear.
Fuck it. Yeah. That's a flag. Yeah, why not?
I never bothered to check if they had any skid marks or not.
I wouldn't either. I wouldn't take the time. No.
Yeah, this show was absolutely amazing. It's so well made. It's probably the best example you're going to get of sort of like almost Shakespearean Roman.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's a good way to put it. It is,
especially with the cast.
Well, it's very much the stage play. I mean, I love. I listen to like a lot of behind the scenes stuff about the miniseries, and one of the things that really impressed me, because I didn't grasp the scope of it the first time I watched it when I was a kid, was how they achieved some of the crowded marketplace scenes and stuff, where they essentially only had 10 people rotating in and out of the scene. Mm-hmm. But it was such a tight scene that it made it look like the marketplace around the traveling characters was constantly boisterous and also, changing and moving.
Don't forget, very tight camera angles.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like incredibly, just wonderfully done. And that's something that it just hadn't even occurred to me when I was younger. I was so impressed when I looked it up later and realized that it was such a trick on the mind. It was so well done.
You never saw much of Rome outside because there was no outside. It was all on set. And one thing I absolutely noticed early on was the only time you ever saw the street for the longest time was the door outside of Livia's house, where remember she gets like pelted at with like rotten fruit and shit.
Yeah, she goes out there to scream at
you
the
want
crowd,
the Republic back?
I just in my head I'm like, they didn't hit her with shit. They didn't hit her with shit.
They hit her with shit. And you got to see Julia.
Well, she's not ringing any bells.
Julia in Rome, you know, hit with the same stuff. At the of the Julia, I call for justice. At the of the Julia, I call for justice. That was a great scene. She did that for 3 days before she finally gets an answer, and then slits her throat. That was some great shit. Polly Walker was no question. That scene where she's getting out of the bath and like she's just completely bare ass naked. Holy fuck, that's a body.
And of course, like the best, who was it that was playing Caesar in that? It was
the guy. He's in a lot. He played He played Nixon in Frost v. Nixon.
Yeah, didn't he also play in Game of Thrones? He played the king across the wall.
Yes, and he got him in the book. He got himself roasted alive, but that turned out to be
Jon Snow shot him, I think, in the show, right? Before he was able to burn, because Jon felt bad.
Yeah. The Rome TV show, Caesar.
What the fuck is that guy's name? I've seen him in a few things. He was in The Terror, which is an amazing
Have you ever
show.
watched the review of it from History Buff?
No, is
Kieran Hines. Oh, that's a great. He's a great channel.
Oh, Kieran Hines. Yes, thank you. That's
there he is.
There he is. He's great.
I always know him as Caesar, but like he's done so many other things. There he is as Mance Raider. That's
Mance Raider. Yeah, he was a great character. Man, they should have had more of Mance on the show. But then let's not talk about the show.
Because it broke our hearts. It broke our hearts.
Yeah, I'm still recovering. I'm still in recovery.
If it makes us feel any better, they went off and also fucked up Star Wars, and now their career is utter shit.
There you go. Yeah, I thought did they actually have the opportunity to fuck? Because I don't follow Star Wars. I heard that they've been dropped from
second film or second last and that last film were both written by
and I'm assuming they've since been dropped.
They've been dropped because the movie franchise, at least for now, is finished. But they got too many black marks on their name, like for Hollywood, so they're not getting anything that big again. They're not going to be able to tackle.
God, I fucking hope so.
The next Jurassic Park or
Daenerys just kind of forgot. Fuck you guys. Are you kidding me? I'm not bitter. I'm fine.
There's so many things, and the more you think about it, like Lindsay Ellis did a great breakdown of
Lindsay, yeah.
He's an Irish actor, which is weird because he can do, of course, an Irish accent.
I didn't. Oh, I guess he is.
Belfast though. He can do a decent like Southern accent, but Littlefinger can't do it to save his fucking life.
Oh God, yeah, he would. Yeah, he would like blend in and out. I was like, what accent? There were moments where I was like, is he going for like, what is he going for?
Yeah, his Irish accent kicked in. And he's openly talked about, I saw from Joe.ie, it did a thing where it was talking about the...
it would slip in like every once in a while. They couldn't quite maintain the, I guess...
Same for Peter Dinklage. His accent sometimes would go a little bit, I do care. Like what the fucking hell was that?
Yeah, it would go. Yeah, it was. I feel like it was like a little less noticeable with Dinklage. It was like when he really started to like yell or express.
Yes, like when he's being on trial. If I had enough poison, I would have killed a lot of you.
God, although I love that speech too much to care. I have to admit,
brilliant. And that
was one of the.
Have
best
you seen
parts
the cut scene where he didn't tell anyone, and he started strutting into the room with the guards?
Didn't he and Jamie, the character that played Jamie, the actor that plays Jamie, didn't they dance into the hall together? I've watched a lot of the bloopers. I love like the behind the scenes stuff between Nikolai, fucking can't remember, Jamie and the woman that plays the blonde lady.
Cersei?
I can't remember. Not Cersei, not the sister he fucks. The other only other woman he
Emilia
fucks.
Clarke? The
only other woman he fucks on
Brienne.
the show. Brienne, yeah. I love their behind the scenes stuff.
Who, if ever is there going to be a lady Dema, whatever the hell from the village, it's going to be her.
Yes, Dimitrescu. I haven't played yet, but I mean, who doesn't? Who hasn't seen the Step on Me, Mommy Me?
Have you ever seen her and Peter Dinklage standing next to each other at like a gala when she's in heels?
Yeah.
He looks like a baby.
Like the extreme.
And apparently, it's interesting that she played that role because she actually loves to be like incredibly girly and like fancy and all that shit. And now she's playing this incredibly, this sort of, I wouldn't say butch, but you know, she definitely didn't like playing.
She's masculine. I think we can say masculine is okay. Yeah.
Let's go with Kit Harington. Did you ever see him at the bar when he's drunk with the pool cue?
Who, Kit?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen that.
All right. First things first. I want to show anyone in the audience who hasn't seen this. Kit Harington. Right. Tarth, actress. Okay. Boom.
What? Let me see. Oh my god. Oh, that's amazing.
He's so tiny. Look at him.
That's adorable.
Yeah, he got into a huge fight with at a pub. Kit Harington bar.
Can you imagine getting into a fight with Jon fucking Snow at a pub? I mean, obviously he's not the character. I'm just being.
Yeah, I mean, he's a real person when the camera's off and all that shit. But yeah, he. I think the stress got to him too much, and he just kind of like lost it at a pub. Everyone was kind of mocking him. But he's actually got a really cool story, not related to this, but kind of like. But
low key though, wouldn't you want to get beaten up by Jon Snow?
I don't think he just made a big scene. He reminded me a lot of the Bagel Boss guy, very short guy throwing a scene. Let's see if they play the music or not. No, they're not. They're not actually showing the video. Come on. Bar fight video, because like there's this scene where he's outright properly. Kit Harington fight. Kit Harington fight bar.
Maybe try Kit Harington pool cue if you can. There you go. Yay!
There's movement. Yeah, so he was absolutely sloshed. He was at this pub. I need to just quickly go to the toilet. Beforehand, though, there's this great scene where he talks about on the Graham Norton show. And he basically gets pulled over for speeding. And this constable, because of course Britain, gets out and he's like, "Sir, you know you were speeding, right?" He's like, "Oh, Jesus, mate, I'm sorry. I was just like all this stuff." And he goes, "I'll let you go if you explain." This was just before the final season was dropped. "Do you survive?" And he goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "Continue your watch, Captain." Just lets him go.
I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did see that. Yeah.
All right, so I've seen this, but like I'll already go. So.
All right. I won't do anything to get you banned while you're Bye. Okay, start slurring. Do slurs. All the slurs. Go over there. Get them banned. You can't pay me for it. Hey, recommendation. If you guys enjoyed Annihilation, the movie with Natalie Portman, you know, with the scary screaming bear and shit. I'm reading the Southern Reach trilogy, which is the trilogy that film was based on, and it's amazing. There's so much more in depth into all the weird shit happening in Area X and happening with everybody. They're just excellent. So like, I heavily, especially if you go for like, if you have Audible, check it out. The first book is called Annihilation, then it's Authority. They're all A-books, and then Acceptance. And good, solid investment in Audible. Shout out to Audible. This isn't even I don't have a sponsor. Yeah, hey, we were doing our best to get you banned. I don't know.
How many jabs at trans people did you make? Was it 12? Because I've beaten that.
It was like 12 and a half. I was mostly trying to get your chat to say the N-word. You know, it's.
Oh, I don't know. They're not my chat. About they don't the glorious nation of Nigeria all they want. I don't know what the problem is.
That's what I meant. I don't know. Okay. They're being kind of racist to not talk about it. If I'm being honest with you,
they have a vibrant culture, chat. They have a vibrant culture.
See, this is why my chat is classier than your chat. There you go.
Isn't half my chat your chat?
No, Rose is the only. This is the only good one. I don't claim responsibility over any of the other ones. They're no.
You're a mother to a bunch of degenerates. Degenerates is what you is.
Yeah, as long as it's like the kind of mommy relationship, like in the Resident Evil game, they're all jerking it off to. It's so nice to finally have people who understand me from the point of view of a terotophiliac. Now you all have my problem. Now you all want to get stomped on by this murderous, crazy monster bitch because she's got the tickle.
This guy is unfucking believable.
We'll get back to your kinks in a minute.
Odd numbers irk me.
Really?
Gustak got a dono.
All right, that's the only good excuse.
Yes,
that's the only good excuse.
I am a whore. What can I say?
I was gonna say we're gonna stop talking about my. What are you talking? And then you're okay.
Well, you're like, wait a minute. This is what he's been waiting for all night. Now he doesn't. Is he trying to blue ball me?
This is it. Oh, this is a great way. Keep donating to Blue Ball him, and we'll just put off the conversation.
Me? You were the one who brought it up in the first place.
No, I didn't. Yeah, I think you brought that up retroactively.
I think maybe 6 weeks ago or 5 years ago.
Yeah, I think you planted it. I think you planted the suggestion in my mind, and it's manifested now.
Fucking you said MK Ultra levels of fucking coding.
You said bathroom, and I kind of zoned out for a second.
Bathroom, 24. Kit Harington, Brian Blessed, 32.
So I really want to get stepped on by the giant bitch from Resident. I'm sorry, what were we talking about? I phased out for a second. What?
You are wasted on the young, madam. You are wasted on the young.
It's very funny that you should say that. That's very funny that you should. I find that very funny.
I want to follow up that, but this is a golden opportunity to talk about a seldom talked about kink, especially one that I have, believe it or not, dabbled in, thanks to the power of anime.
Gerontophilia?
Once in a while.
Go ahead.
I might look at something. It's like, ooh, that's a monster. Ooh, that's a sexy lady.
No, that's teratophilia. Oh. Teratophilia is if you're a monster fucker. Which honestly, I think I feel like 2020, 2021 have been the years of the monster fuckers. I feel like you're all finally coming out of the woodwork. It's okay. You want mommy Dimitrescu or whatever the fuck to step on you. I want to be jelly between her toes.
After she turns into the dragon.
I'm sure a large number of them would like it after. I'm not shaming. You like what you like, as long as it's consensual.
Giant people fucking like stepping on you or like putting you in.
Not really. I'm a bit of a teratophiliac. But I don't have like a giant or giantess fetish or anything, no.
I never saw the appeal, but it's been like, I saw a cartoon from Germany from the 70s that had that as like a joke.
You know what, there's so many weird, I've sat through a lot of, I don't know if you know the YouTuber Darkwing Dork.
Actually sounds familiar.
He does a lot of like, if you ever watched, did you ever watch Mr. Medicare?
Yeah.
He kind of touches on similar content in terms of like kind of weirdo streams, people into weird sexual kinks that are like really out of the
like Justin
norm.
Wang, only without the whole sort of like
it's some really and he did a video on the subject some time ago, and there was like a lot of different variations on the giant and giant. Like there's people that like the giantess factor, but also when they sit on them and fart. Yeah,
there's a there's a meme going around of what it's like to be Lady. I can never pronounce her name.
Dimitrescu. I don't even know if I'm saying
Let's
it
call
right.
her Dimitrescu. Everyone knows what.
Or Dimitra, whatever. Yeah.
Lady D. Yeah. We all know who.
I've been surprised by like the variety. Like, okay, there's people that want to be like farted on by giantesses. There's people that want to be eaten or chewed up or swallowed whole. There's people that like are oddly specific. There's like oddly specific ones. There's ones that are like, yeah, I want to be swallowed by a dragon and be transmogrified into a new organ for the dragon. And that's the section. There's such weirdly specific shit.
That was not what I was expecting, because I've met people who were into Mpreg, Vor, Garagu, where it's like
that's like casual. That's like normie fetish. This is like ultra weird specific. I even saw like an erotic comic based off that idea once.
I've seen ones where girls have their limbs cut off and then they're put on like a rail system and are kept just
that's
as
like
skin.
Gouda.
Yeah.
That's like Gouda.
Yeah.
That's like I'm not into violent.
Yeah. It's kind of like, oh shit, this is not fun.
I mean, no shame to you if anybody's into that. That one not my
put
bag.
some red flags on. I'm not gonna, I actually do know one person. I obviously won't say who, but I do know one person who does.
I know a person or two, and they're both my friends. And one of them I wouldn't be for an extended amount of time alone with. So maybe there's something to it. I don't know.
All right. Tell me if this is fair. I see kink as in 3 flavors, right? You got the ones that are fine. Then you got the ones that are weird or even funny, but they don't do any harm. And then you got the ones that are real red flags. Would you say that's fair?
Because I feel like it is fair. I feel like once you have a person that is into the potentially red flag stuff, if they then follow it up with like any additional, if it bleeds into the real world in any kind of fucking way, that's like a I wouldn't be around a person like that. But if it's just like, you know, like a weird fucked up kink, but nobody's getting hurt, I don't want to hear about it, but whatever. You haven't done anything illegal.
Yeah, it's
but, you know.
I watched this compilation last night of henty girls getting destroyed by monsters, right? And it's all CG. I think it's like Studio FOW or something like that. And the first comment down below was I'm a psychiatrist. If whoever made this, if you need to chat and you're in the Bay Area, contact me. I'm here to help. And I'm like, yeah, because the way it was designed, I don't think it was Studio FOW. It was one of the knockoff ones to them. Because I've watched Studio FOW stuff before. Didn't they work? Aren't they currently working on Subverse right now?
Yes, although I'm hearing that it's quite lackluster in reviews. I was going to get it, but I don't know.
I know Arch Warhammer paid a huge fortune into it, but that
I enjoyed their BioShock videos. They did I think it was a trilogy Studio FOW did with BioShock.
Oh,
I like those. With Elizabeth's character.
Yeah. I liked the one where I'm not gonna lie, I liked the one with the girl from was it Dead or Alive, the Kasumi.
Yeah. I've seen a few studio. Like I told you during break, I've created some original stuff on Gmod myself. I'm not saying I made Richard Traeger from Outlast dick down Elizabeth from BioShock or anything, but I'm not saying I didn't not do it maybe. And I'm not saying that I ever submitted those into the not safe for work of my Discord, but I'm not saying I didn't not.
Of course not, but something tells me that you have just earned a +10 respect, if you hadn't already reached high in respect of the people watching right now and retroactively.
Thank you.
Just so you know, if that is you, type just the word respect into the comments after this video goes up, and we will see. And every time you say it, I will screen cap it and send it to Girly, so she knows. She knows she's not alone in this cold, bleak world.
That's nice. Thank you very much.
You might as well.
I could only make it on Gmod, man. I tried to learn Studio FOW specifically so I could make porn or not. That's actually the name of the software, right? It's been forever since what's the name of the software for that?
Unity?
No, it's not Unity. Is it Unity? No, I thought it was I don't know. Maybe you're right. It's been forever since I tried to learn it, but I just couldn't wrap my brain around
Honey
it.
Select 1 and 2 are on Unity.
Yeah, but I ended up just eventually just working with Gmod because it was so much easier to work with, and I had made all kinds of porn. I made like I downloaded a whole bunch of custom models and skins and stuff like that. I made a SCP porn at one point. It wasn't very good. I got better though. Yeah.
What was it? I used to do that a lot with The Sims 4 had a mod called Wicked Whims. You played it. Yeah, with the furry girl. Yeah, I actually had that mod.
I'm not as big a fan of like the newer Sims games because they've become such a fuck.
Money. I mean, they were already.
Who was it? Somebody did like a count. Somebody actually added up the total for all the Sim games and the DLCs, and it was up in some ridiculous tens of thousands.
I stopped buying after the renewable energy pack, but I think it might have been LGR, like Lazy Game Reviews, because he's been following. He's been following them. Let's have a look. How many? This is Sims 4 now. Sims 4 packs are there?
One of my favorite videos, by the way, with The Sims is 700. Fuck off.
Yeah, $700. That's how much.
Unbelievable. Anyway,
That's not done yet.
One of my favorite videos was a guy reading out updates that they'd made for The Sims. They'd posted a description of some updates that they'd applied to the game that sounded just hilarious for whatever reason. And the video of this guy reading these updates is fucking great. What's it called? Hang on. You should check this out. Give me a second. See if I can find it.
Yeah.
You should definitely show this to folks if they haven't seen it.
All right, post it in the
Sims
chat and
patch, I think, notes. Yeah, Sims patch notes, and yeah. Hang on a second. I think I can post it right. Yeah, there we go.
Hold on.
There you go.
Patch notes.
Funniest patch notes.
Okay, let's have a go.
All right, let's.
He sounds like Spiff and Brett. What's up, everyone? But before we continue, I'll do a seldom spoken of, but always required, just to remind your noggins, a shill if you're enjoying yourselves. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to check the links down below for things such as Twitter, Twitch, Discord, all for myself, as well as the Streamlabs. You guys have been fantastic tonight. Never required, always welcome. And of course, our guests, Twitch. Girly is...
it's always required. It's mandatory that you donate to this man if you want this to keep on going. Just throw your money at him, shove it down his throat, hold open his mouth, just down his fucking gut. Like, take your fist, stuff
Spanish
it full of money,
who was killed,
punch
by
it down his throat.
The natives. They heard he liked silver so much. It was like in Peru. It was the only time they ever overthrew the Spanish.
Motherfucker, this would be so violent. It would be like a deleted scene from Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah, like only instead of a bottle you're slamming my head open with, it's like just piles.
It's a fistful of cash.
It's a bag of like it's like
a bag of cash with like a dollar sign.
Yeah,
dollar sign on it.
Yeah, and then it cuts to Scrooge McDuck. Amateur. By the way, I love the Family Guy joke of that, where Peter thinks he can be so rich that he's going to hop into the pile like Scrooge McDuck, and when he does, he just cracks every bone in his body on the top, and he's like, "Ah, it's not a liquid; it's a collection of solids."
I know. I was young enough to like not get that when I watched that show. I was too young.
I hate though that they still have tried to impress us the idea that being a billionaire is good. No, it's not.
Yeah, he's just a generous, good guy at heart.
Yeah, this has been sponsored by the Ayn Rand Association.
Let's check the patch notes for The Sims 3. Kleptomaniac Sims can no longer steal subway stations from lots. Sims can no longer woohoo in the elevator with a Sim who is on a different floor. The Grim Reaper will no longer be prevented from reaping souls due to band affiliation. Fixed a tuning issue so that Sims now vomit at acceptable levels. It is no longer possible to try for baby with a Grim Reaper.
I've done that. I've done it.
Become enemies with child wish no longer appears. Sims who are on fire will no longer be forced to attend graduation before they can put themselves out. Pregnant Sims can no longer brawl. Baby Sims will no longer become stuck on a Sim's hand while driving.
Oh, that's yes, yeah, it happened to me.
Sims will no longer receive a wish to skinny dip with mummies. A meteor can hit a building, in which case everyone will run out before the collision. Those who do not exit the building will die. Sims automatically leave if a meteor is approaching, unless it is a school in which children are not allowed to leave
and will always die.
Ah, that's great. There you go.
Oh, Sims. What are you? A collection of Sims? Yes. Oh, I absolutely loved it. I loved The Sims to the point where I have to uninstall it every few months because I know I just constantly like get obsessed with it. And the weird thing is, I make them as realistic as possible. Sure, you got magic, and you've got like monsters and mythical creatures and all that good stuff. But what I want to see is my Sim and his drug dealing girlfriend get up every day so he can drive off to Starbucks, work in Starbucks, get a shitty pay, come back. They'll have really unenthusiastic sex, and then they'll repeat the process until eventually one of them starts a fire because they're so high, and they'll die.
You just want them to suffer on an existential level. I understand that. That's fine.
Late stage capitalism Sims. It's how
See, my problem is that I never got like far enough to. My favorite part of those games was building the houses and decorating them. So it's like that. I'd be done that. I'd be like, okay, go live in the house now, I guess, and then I'd go and make another house down the neighborhood.
There is something so soothing about building a sim house, and again, mods really help there.
Oh God, yeah, I used to download tons.
I think there is something to be said about The Sims as like originally The Sims was so influential and shocking to the wider world that realtors used to build homes that they would show to people on The Sims.
What a great little light. That's too bad that didn't last. I never got to see that, but that must have been funny.
Yeah, like this would have been back in Sims 1. And,
yeah, super early.
Yeah, they would have had a program designed because apparently Clint LGR, who is a massive Sims fan, he went and got he did a 10-year anniversary, and he broke down Will Wright's dream and the history of it. For example, Will Wright created the idea of The Sims after it was the 1992 LA fire or something like that. There was a massive fire in around someplace in California, and he lost his home. So he had to go through all these catalogs and all these realtors. And you can kind of see it in the original game. There's something almost like, did you ever go to like a travel agency as a kid and sit down? There was this very sort of calming atmosphere as it brought the huge catalog and you'd pick through the things.
Oh yeah, like they'd chill you out. Sometimes they'd make you like a cup of tea or some bullshit. Like, here you go, let me just sell you on sending you wherever. Sure, man. Yeah.
And you to go through the packages and then they'd guide you through all the different
yeah, they had all the time in the world for you trying to sign you up.
Everything was pastels and like faded sort of plastic. It was extremely 90s. It was incredibly 90s. And there was something very it was the birth of vaporwave in a lot of ways, stuff like that.
Oh, vaporwave. God.
Vaporwave might be kind of dead culturally wise, but I kind of get the vibe, like the whole idea of the PlayStation 1 loading screen, or like the UI, or the PlayStation 2. That was some morbidly ominous shit. Those weird glowing balls. Gee, fuck it, I'm gonna put that on the background as we talk.
God, yeah, PS2. That was the first. No, that wasn't. That was the first modern console I had. Because when I was a kid, we were a little hard up for money. So, like, my first consoles actually were sort of the Sega Master System and the Nintendo Master System around the time the PS2 had come out. But it kind of instilled an appreciation for like a lot of classic Nintendo and Sega stuff and games that I wouldn't have necessarily picked out. Because once I got into, the whole reason I wanted the PS2 so badly was because I wanted to play Silent Hill. I'd never seen a game like that at the time. I hadn't had much experience with horror games, and I already loved horror.
You never had a chance to play the original Alone in the Dark or anything like that?
There were a few, they were very early side scroll, some click and, stuff like Halloween Harry, if you've ever heard of it.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, Halloween Harry, God, what's like some horror stuff? Yeah, mostly, I Have No Mouth and I'm a Scream.
Oh, that was so
game.
Well done. I loved, Am's, voice actor, who was voiced by the original author of the book.
Yes, and just I'm sorry, I thought he did such a hammy job.
If you could what was it like? If you could get every
If you could carve the word hate on every nanometer of my, I don't remember the full thing. You couldn't imagine how much I've come to hate you. Hate, and he really hammed it up so bad. It was so cringe.
Do you remember did you ever play the games Phantasmagoria?
No, I've actually, I think I recently tried to play them. But I didn't play them back then.
The second two, the second, the Puzzle of the Flesh, is so bad, but it's so cool because at one point it just goes off into this bizarre territory of this guy in this really crappy sort of 90s, early 2000s sort of office space, and then suddenly, bam! You have yourself this insane thing with time travel and dimensions and these flesh demons all pour
Wait,
out.
what was the name of this? What was the name of it?
I'll show you.
Phantasmagoria. Okay. See, no, you reminded me briefly of a different title, and I'm starting to remember now some of the earlier horror games that I have played as a result.
Oh, Spoonie was the one I watched it all those years ago.
Spoonie,
he's the reason we're having this conversation, by the way. Noah and Twyler, I owe a lot to, because I didn't know that YouTube could be a place that had like people, had fandoms. I thought YouTube was a place where you'd watch like cat videos and old game trailers and the like. And then
I suppose in kind of an indirect way, not exactly to Spoonie, but what sort of brought that to my attention was actually channels like Nostalgia Critic and Nostalgia Chick back when Lindsay Ellis was doing that more. And Spoonie was in that sphere at the time. I did watch a lot of his videos. Not as many as I did Nostalgia Critics, and Angry Video Game Nerd was another favorite of mine. But yeah, I've always thought his story especially was quite sad.
I follow him on Twitter, and he still openly talks about how some days are really hard. He
seems so depressed.
I think he has manic depressiveness, and he kind of tries to medicate himself with alcohol. But that doesn't justify some of the things he's posted over the years, like him and that was bad.
He ought to get professional help if he can.
Oh, absolutely.
Self-medicating with booze is not great.
But I owe him so much.
No, I can understand.
Look, I miss this era of animation style. That looks like something out of Abe's Odyssey or Exodus. Abe just walks out of there and whoa.
I played that recently too. I've got a big backlog of stuff that I've been going through, and Abe's Odyssey was they've got it on Steam.
I mean, it's obviously a green screen, but I mean, look at that.
For the time, yeah. But I mean,
look at his outfit. Look how high his pants are.
That's such an atypical look for this type of thing at the time, though. Do you know what I mean? This is something I'd expect to see on MST3K level. Speaking of,
there should just be 3 silhouettes of little robots down here.
Yeah, just at the bottom. I mean, it would be very fitting, wouldn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I'm sure Rift Tracks might have given it a shot.
Oh yeah. What's your favorite? I guess the modern ones are Rift Track, right?
Modern ones are Rift Tracks, and I have to say, every Christmas I listen to the Star Wars Holiday Special. And I also, of course, their take on what was the name of it? The Room. That was glorious.
Yes, yeah.
Birdemic.
Birdemic is my favorite one of theirs. They are also the only way. Oh yeah, they're also the only way that I've ever watched any of the Twilight films.
Yes,
I've only ever been
same. Yeah. I couldn't watch them, but then
I cannot watch them any other way.
Dad in, and I'm like, all right, now I can.
Wait, I'm lying. I have been able to watch the first Twilight film in one way, successfully enjoy it, and that is in French with English subtitles turned on and incredibly high. Then I enjoyed it a lot. I can't begin to tell you how much better the voice actors emote than the actual English actors. They actually instill emotion in French. It's so weird. You're actually they're acting
you know what
in another
say,
language.
French is the language of love.
Yeah, well,
even if it's creepy. Like,
it's very ironic. They did a better job voicing the characters with the voice actors than the originals did.
I lost all sense of belief when the teenage boy pushed away the teenage girl who wants to have sex with him. That's when I was.
But you don't understand. He might fuck her to death. Was the problem? You see.
And then instead she gets a baby fucked into her, and then there has to be this weird.
And then he eats it out of her because that's what Mormonism
Marvelous.
is. Oh my God!
There
I love
you
that
see,
guy.
I
love that actor. I used to watch him in what was it called? Masters of Love. The actor that plays what's the character in Twilight? One of the top vampire guys.
Oh, he was also one of the he played Tony Blair in
the dark hair, long dark hair, and he was like Angela, and he was like,
he was
really
the only good thing about that film because apparently he did it because his daughters loved the Twilight, but
good for him. He was fucking hamming it up, and it was wonderful. And he's a good actor. I've seen him in other stuff, so it was such a disconnect to me to see him playing it so.
He looks like someone from Vampire the Masquerade. Like, I want to see him do. I
love Vampire the Masquerade.
How the hell is that not a TV show by now?
It was. What are you talking about?
What?
Yeah, dude. Vampire Masquerade had a show. I used to watch it. Hang on. Really? Hang on.
No, because you got all those.
I'm not joking, and it's a good show. Hang on. Where's the fucking vampire series?
Vampire it's the World of Darkness, right? The same Vampire Masquerade.
It's been forever since I saw this. I know there's a show. It had Daedalus being played by a bald dude.
Kindred, The Embraced.
Kindred. Yes, there it is. I was looking. I couldn't remember the name of it. Yeah, man. It had great nos in this. I should watch the show again. They had Daedalus.
It didn't even last the whole season. 8 episodes.
It's great. I think I have this on DVD somewhere. 7.5 out of 10 on IMDb. It was a good show. They had Toreador, Nosferatu, Gangrel, Ventru. Yeah, they had the Ventru. There's like a lot of inner clan Bruja. Yeah, it's a good, and yet it like weirdly works. It like weirdly.
Do you remember the Ron Perlman one where he plays the Beast? And it's like a retelling of Beauty and the Beast, but he's in the sewer.
It had what's her name? Hang on. Fucking Christ! No,
I know. I did mention when we first started talking about what we do on this
1990. Oh no, that's a Disney one.
Nostalgia is where we'd end up more often than not.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, Beauty and the Beast from 55 episodes. Ron Perlman, Roy Dotrice. Linda Hamilton.
Yep.
And Linda Hamilton was Catherine. Yeah, Catherine.
Oh, no. That's Sarah Connor, Terminator.
Yeah, that's Sarah Connor. Yeah, she played, the Belle of the show.
Yeah.
I used to watch this too. Oh my God. I'm like flashing back to a whole bunch of shit I used to watch as a kid. You know what else I used to watch? There was a television series version of War of the Worlds. That was late 80s, early 90s. That was another really weird, very low budget. Yeah, you ever see the War of the Worlds movie or hear about the old radio show?
Yeah,
freaked everybody out.
My dad had a massive anniversary copy of like the musical, like the sort of the massive sort of music inspired album. With this absolutely beautiful artwork on it. But yeah, I listened to
with like the large tripod.
Yeah,
aliens.
The only thing that terrible Tom Cruise film got right was the sound of the tripods.
God, I know.
The tripods was hold on, tripod sound War of the World 2005. Is it the terrorists? No.
Yeah, there's nothing I wanted more out of a War of the Worlds movie than small children shrieking in an enclosed space for an extended amount of time. That's the kind of drama I was looking for.
That noise, it's so great.
The noise was great. There's movies where they create a single noise that defines the film in a small way.
Sure, like all the Star Wars ones. You've got like if you hear that klaxon from the Imperial Destroyers,
yeah, like right at the beginning, yeah,
like you know what that is.
Yeah, exactly. Like, or like the first few notes of like before the crawling scroll text. Yeah. You know, another one I was recommending to your chat while you're in the bathroom. Another one was in the movie Annihilation with Natalie Portman. If you've seen the trailer, there's like a wah, 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 wah. It's like this low noise like that, and that's another one. If you like the Annihilation film, that was like really prevalent.
I'm trying to think of another good example. Oh, the roar from the T-Rex, even though most likely the T-Rex would have made that noise. But I mean, you hear it.
And that it was all feathery, and I want Feather Dinosaur. I want to see a new Jurassic Park. Did you hear that they're trying to bring back mammoths?
Yes, they've been trying that for decades, but they need to find just the right amount of DNA to make it happen.
I've heard that they have recently, possibly. I don't know if there's going to be a resurgence in the project, but like all I want now is just for us to hit the ground running and just make Jurassic Park a reality, and then they can all bust out. You know, we'll do it if we like develop the technology. There's no way, even warning ourselves with our own films, we'll totally have a Jurassic
Park. Or
Park.
A halfway decent park games.
Yeah, just something. But I totally believe we'd do that.
No, like there's so many things that we do, like Idiocracy. If you ever seen that film, that's today.
That's familiar.
Yeah, that's like.
What was that?
That was the film with he goes into the future and America's devolved into like these stupid, over the top people who just.
Oh yeah, Mike Judd, Luke Wilson film. Yes, I remember this. Comedy sci-fi movie.
Idiocracy. Yeah, with Prison Escape. Yeah, the president. He's a wrestler. Terry Crews is the president, and
some good recommendations related to this too. It's kind of my thing. Donnie Darko. Oh my god.
Oh god. No, I'm gonna hot take here. Donnie Darko overrated.
Yeah, I think so. I like kind of having to deep dive into a film. I know a lot of people like feel it's pretentious.
It's not as deep as it thinks it is. That's my take.
I know. Yeah,
it's like a 14-year-old trying to write something deep.
I know. I'm a sucker though for that kind of like alternate reality, change the fate, blah blah blah. I kind of liked it.
It can work. I mean, Fight Club's brilliant.
Oh yeah, God, that was. That's one of those eternal twists.
And Memento. I'm going to stand by Memento. A lot of people think that's a little bit shit, but I kind of like the way if you look back at it, you're like, oh, okay.
Memento. That was the one with the guy with the memory.
Yeah, that's right.
And he couldn't remember. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was disturbing. I like that. Yeah.
Here's Congress. Now, what does this remind you of?
Get your monkey ass down. Chill out.
Nutty. What?
Nutty.
Shit. I know shit's bad right now. With all that starving bullshit. And the dust storms. And we running out of french fries and burrito coverings.
Yeah.
But I got a solution.
That's what you said last time, dipshit. I got a solution. You're a dick. South Carolina.
Yeah, instead of suits, they've all got like these Walmart outfits because everyone works for Walmart now.
Yeah.
What's up?
Oh, hey, Madonna. I just noticed you in the chat. How you doing? How you doing?
Now, I understand everyone's shit's emotional right now. But listen up. I got a 3-point plan to fix everything. Number 1, we got this guy not sure. Number 2, he's got a higher IQ than any man alive. And number 3,
yeah, he's from the past, and he's like the most average person in like history. And
yeah.
So they flung him into the future, and
he's gonna fix everything.
Luke Wilson, didn't he?
I give you my word.
I Know What You Did Last Summer. Who am I thinking of? No, I'm thinking of someone else.
I know.
No, he wasn't. Hang on a second. I gotta check this now.
Wasn't he in Mystery Men?
No, what the hell am I thinking of? Maybe?
Fix the problems with all the dead crops. He's gonna make them grow.
Oh, he was in Double Tap. He was in Zombieland.
Oh, cool. I haven't seen I haven't seen a sequel to it, but I like the first one. I thought it was.
I like the first one. Yeah.
I liked when they go to
Ghostbuster guy's house.
What's his name? Not
Bill Murray.
Yeah, I knew it was Bill. Yeah, I was going to say Lost in Translation or fucking Groundhog Day, but
yeah, that was a great scene. I know just what you mean.
Yeah, and she's like too young to remember it.
Yeah.
And wasn't it Matthew McConaughey who was like obsessed with Twinkies?
Not Matthew McConaughey. What's the actor's name? Dude played in Hunger Games and True Detective. True Detective.
Yeah.
What's his fucking name? God. Sometimes I confuse him with the actor that played Merle Dixon on Walking Dead.
Yeah.
But it's not the same guy.
No, he's apparently great at conventions.
Who, Merle?
Yeah.
The guy that plays Merle. Yeah, I met both of them at the last Fan Expo that was in person.
Oh,
I don't do the digital ones because they suck. But yeah, I met them at the last Fan Expo. Earlier. They were nice. Yeah. They're fucking overrated as shit. I just realized, man, it's actually 6:30 where I'm at. I gotta go grab some food because I haven't eaten since I got home.
Well, Jesus, we can just wrap it up now. No, we've been doing
I don't know. I'm sorry, we've been going for a little while. I gotta grab.
Like I said, we go for as long as the guest. So once that's the case,
that's it. I think I gotta go get some food, and I got a little bird biting on me, so I think I gotta go feed him too.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's been a great time here.
No, it's been awesome, man. You ask again sometime. This is nice.
Absolutely. And regardless of that, if you're free next month, we're looking for guests for Bearded Ramblings.
Okay, but my one stipulation is you have to fire Krendar and make me your co-host.
All right,
you have to
used to
train him live on the show.
All right. So you two live nearby each other. You got to show up.
We don't actually. We don't.
You're in the same country. You're in the same country.
Yeah, we're in the same. Close enough.
It might just be the second largest country in the world, but it's still the same country.
So I don't. If I wanted to stalk him, I wouldn't have to take a plane. That's true.
Yeah. You could if you wanted to be fancy. But you gotta go. You gotta meet up and. Either he will kill you and gain your mask / and your bird, and then he will become the new Girl Does Rant, or you kill him and you gain his hat and his beard, and then you become the new Krendar's Adventures.
Okay, but can I can I hold him over a cliff and like look him in the eyes and be like, "Long live the fucking co-host," and like throw him over the cliff?
Only if I can appear as sort of like Mufasa's face out of the clouds, going like, "Yeah." You gotta, I'm gonna be more like Sidious, going like, "Yes, do it."
Yeah. Do it. I'll be like, I can't. I'm gonna be like crying. I'll be like, I can't stop myself, Krendar. I can't. The cloud lion says I have to.
He's so European.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Check back with me. Obviously, you don't have to fire Krendar. I mean, I'll be on longer if you do. But I mean, you don't have to. I'm sorry, Krendar.
You're gonna have so much to talk about next time you're on screen.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have a good time. Yeah.
So Krendar, what are you up to? I don't know. Why don't you tell me?
Yeah, Krendar, when you see this later, when you watch it back, I feel like it's pretty obvious that the host here made me do it.
Oh, absolutely.
I take no responsibility for that.
No, I'm going to pass it on. It's all Shabisky's fault. Shabisky is secretly pulling my strings. Everyone there's always a bigger fish. There's always a puppet master behind the scenes.
And we do live in we live in a patriarchal society, and they threatened to take all my like woman discounts away if I didn't say it. So
absolutely. And also don't forget that at the end of the day, we're all in Tommy Westfall's head.
That's right. Yes. And forever trapped.
We at least we get to live in the
what
same world.
What do I want to go out on? Go and listen to the Southern Reach trilogy audiobooks. There.
Okay. There you go.
There.
And as for me, I will be back, I think, Friday. But if I'm back tomorrow, well, that's what the schedule there on the stream is for. Bloop, bloop, bloop. I will tell you now so I don't look so incompetent. Yep, Friday, Bearded Ramblings, Pip Monk and Scott Hansen will be joining us.
Yeah. Yay, Pimp.
But yeah, with that said, I want to thank Girl Does Round for having a fantastic time.
I had an awful time. Fuck
no.
I'm
retconning the whole. I'm retconning the whole Westfall universe to have a better time. Okay.
Yeah, I had a great time, man.
We're gonna lose out on Chips and the Cosby Show, but I think we're okay with the Cosby Show.
Why? What's wrong with the latter?
I think we're okay with losing. I don't know.
Don't you like Bill Cosby? He's a funny guy.
He's a great
he's
dad.
America's dad.
He wrote 2 books on it.
Oh, that's awkward now, isn't it? Yeah.
Jello.
Oh, well. I'm just really, really glad we never found out that like Robin Williams was a rapist or Tom Hanks molests boys or something.
I hate to say it, but there's still time for Tom Hanks.
No, don't. I don't want to be in that Berenstein universe. Shut up. No.
Westphalian or Westphalia universe.
Exactly. No, not the one where he's a fucking rapist. Yeah. Thanks.
All right. With that said, I think we've procrastinated enough. I hope you guys have had fun.